At this moment, let's bring on Captain Louis Albano.
I want to say, big man, I'm going tonight to do the best my job. I'm going with, Ken Patera. I'm going to do my best to all my people there to do a good job. My name is Mil Masqueros. Now I'm going to talk a little bit of Spanish for all my merry Spanish speaker people for you. ¿Qué pasa, amigo? ¿Qué teleporto? ¿Qué pasa? Si te lo pongo de tiempo, si te le pronto, y se que put the potato. My name is Mil Masquero. I do like this in the ring. You ever get a lot of the geek? Did you ever see him? Walking up tight, you ever watch the man? Come out here speaking to all these half-wits that speak broken English. I don't care what you are. If you're in America, learn to talk. Never mind de que pasa, amigo. Que te le pita, le pata, le pito. Quítale, euro. Viva, viva, viva. Viva la España, viva la Puerto Rico, viva la Italiano, viva la Tito. Que te le morto. Mil Mascaras. I got one thing to say. Watch it, brother. Achille, animal. Due familia.
Louis Albano.
Mr. Albano.
Well, first of all, it's going to be a double celebration for the captain. I got my main man, King Kong Moscow, 317 pounds of him, up against Pat Patterson. So let's forget about that. Now talk about the captain putting on the tights. There's been some question in the minds of the people about the condition of the captain. Well, I'm in the finest condition. What are you looking at, punk? You're just a paid announcer. Don't be looking. Don't let eyes roll up and down. I'm just in the finest condition of my life. I'm 300 pounds of speed, agility, dynamite, go behind, intestinal fortitude. I've been known to suplex from my knees. I can chicken wing, step over toe hold. I possess wrestling, balance, and leverage. You don't know nothing about that because you're not an athlete. I can do a mile in 4 minutes flat. I've been clocked 100 yards in less than 10 seconds. Have you got that? I can bench press 520 pounds. Look at his body. Is there any question in your mind what the captain can do? Is there? Now, I'm merely in that ring as a technical advisor. I film all my matches. No, I'm not spitting on you, punk. I film all my matches in entirety, so I know what's going on. The Moondogs can handle any 2, 3, 4, 5 men in the world today. So I'll merely be there to move in for the hurt, to pounce, to hurt and to maim, and then back in the corner. Like a poet, baby. I'm right over there.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Albano.
Shut up, punk. I'm not through yet. When I'm done, I'll tell you your time. I'll be there. I'll be moving, brother, moving and grooving. Captain Lou Albano.
Lou Albano, undoubtedly one of a kind.
Let's bring on Captain Louis Albano. As Louis Albano will be representing Ken Patera. Ken Patera facing one fired-up Redskin here in Jay Strongbow.
Well, he can be as fired up as he wants to be because, as you know, we proved already what we can do to the Indians. We eliminated his partner, and I feel that Strongbow's in the same category. Therefore, I do not contemplate much trouble. I have complete confidence in my man, realizing that Ken Patera is the world's strongest human being. The man has realizes the captain is in his corner, and I am the guiding light, and we know every move that Strongbow will make or contemplate to make, and we are confident, and I know we'll have a victory.
But surely, Louis Albano, you yourself has emphasized many times the importance of momentum.
Yes, we also have the momentum because, as you know, we've just broken the neck of Billy White Wolf, and don't you think that this will perhaps leave an impression in the mind of Jay Strongbow?
A negative impression, unquestionably, because...
Yes, negative or unnegative or Mickey Mouse or whatever you want to say, but the man has to worry about it. He has to think that perhaps this could have been him in that ring, and knowing a man of his caliber, they are about the same in style and in skill, and if he feels that it could happen to Patera, well, perhaps it could happen to me, Strongbow. You'd have to wonder about it, wouldn't you? If you were in the same shoes, wouldn't you think?
And then again, Ken Patera must wonder what's going to happen to him when Jay Strongbow unleashes
And
his
then
skill.
again, it might snow tonight. So what? So what?
Big deal. Then again.
Louis Albano.
I guess now coming into view, Captain Louis Albano. Mr. Albano.
Well, this can be a double celebration for the captain. As you know, the Valiant Brothers have chosen Jimmy to represent the team. They haven't been successful since they turned around and they dropped the captain, claiming I took too much money, claiming this, claiming I interfered. But let me tell you this, Vince McMahon, I made the Valiant Brothers. I can beat Jimmy, I can beat Johnny, I can beat Jerry, I can beat any combination, or I can beat all three, or that, for that matter, Almost any of my men, like Bobby Duncombe, is a different story. Bobby Duncombe is a man that will listen to the captain. But let me tell you this, valiant brothers, I got a surprise in store for Jimmy. It will be downright humiliation to defeat and humiliate and humble Jimmy Valiant in Madison Square Garden. Now I want to talk about Bobby Duncombe. I heard the champion come out here telling you about the Bulldog, telling you that he's worried, telling you that there could be permanent injury to an opponent. Yes, this is true. And I've given Bobby Duncombe, come over here, brother, orders to listen to the captain. Tell him what you're going to do, Bobby.
Yes, coming into view now, Captain Lou Albano along with Alpha and C.
Vince McMahon, we all know what happened in the previous encounter. We saw that Monsoon just out there helpless. My Samoans actually totally destroyed him. Now, we've singly taken Alpha to go against Bob Backlund. The opportunity of a lifetime. I've hoped for this. I've waited. I've groomed my men. Perhaps people feel that singly they're not as potent as a combined effort. But I can promise you that we've filmed Backlund in entirety. We're ready for him. I know he's a great champion, but I feel we're a little better, and we're coming out with a victory.
All right, Captain Louis Albano.
And I could have just chosen Arnold Skolin, but I killed two birds with one stone. I caught Skolin, and I caught the bumblebee. Busted you right there. Now, Arnold Skolin, you know the captain, and you know my reputation. You know what I mean. I would not have accepted this match if I didn't think Arnold Skolin that I could destroy. Well, when you say a world champion, a present world champion, you've got to say that they are the best right here, right now. They're with it. And I believe this is our, as I said, I've stressed this before, our toughest test as of now. Tony Garea, former tag team champion, the best condition of his life. The man is quick. The man is well proportioned. The man has wrestling leverage and balance, which is so important. And his partner, Rick Martel, the Canadian babyface Punk. But he is a threat to the captain, to the Samoans, to everything I believe in. He is threatening the livelihood of Captain Lou Albano. And I am ready, Rick Martel. I will not let you stand in my way. I will not have you and Tony Garea hurt the legend of Captain Lou Albano. I am ready, and I will give the word to destroy, to humiliate, to humble, and to hurt, and to maim, and to cripple. That will be the word of Captain Lou Albano.
Lou Albano along with his Samoan.
I believe I've stressed before that when I show them also individually, it serves a double fact. It proves that as a combined effort they're effective, and individually they're also effective. It's a different type of wrestling because when you're, as a tag team, a combined effort, you more or less rely on your partner. It's teamwork, switching off, going behind. You have to know, you have a game plan out there, and you know when to move in, when to move out, when to tag. So it's a different type of strategy. But you've got to individually be basically a good wrestler either way. You've got to have the wrestling knowledge and balance and wrestling ability. So I don't believe that singly or as a tag team company should differ too much. Thank you.
Lou Albano.
Do you think it's right for Backlund to come out here, McMahon, and to look for excuses, and to beg, and to plea, and to humble himself? This is significant that the man is not confident. He doesn't have confidence in his ability.
We thank you for your time. Ivan Koloff hoping to once
We
again...
don't thank you or Bob Backlund.
You know, McMahon, anytime an opponent or opponents are up against my Samoans, they've got to be keyed, they've got to be ready, they know they're in for a championship match. And when you're up against the world champions, let's face it, you realize the great lucrative amount of money involved in being a world champion, what you can attain, the glory involved, your recognition throughout the country, and this has got to be a big factor. An opponent would do anything in the world short of perhaps killing someone to get in and to get that belt and to become a champion. So therefore, we've got to be ready at all times. Perhaps we're never vulnerable for moves. I mean, we're always keyed and ready, but at times we may get into a lull. We may be a little relaxed, and we may take an opponent lightly. So therefore, Monsoon and Patterson we have to be concerned with them. Even though they haven't worked that often as a team, I believe you stated that this was a first for Monsoon and Patterson.
Yeah, so I don't think the continuity will be there. I don't think they'll have that teamwork that is very, very vital in a tag team combination or to win a tag team belt. But at any given time, man, in this Worldwide Wrestling Federation, you've got the best in the world. Any given day, a champion can be beaten if he's off balance, if he's not ready, if he's open, he's vulnerable for different moves. You know wrestling yourself, being an amateur wrestler, and you'd have to say that we must be properly prepared.
Could we ask Alpha here a few questions? Does he understand English?
Very little. He does say a few words. Alpha, get it. You can speak some.
And I can refer to him as Alpha.
Alpha, yeah.
How do you feel about being managed by Lou Albano?
Great manager. Number one champion in the world. You see what I mean?
That's why.
Now you ask the man.
Well, once you get him going, he doesn't want to stop. Is that it?
Yeah, well, he's a little confused, perhaps, in several ways. But anyway, I'm able to totally control Alpha and Sika. I believe they trust in the captain. They love shells and beads. You know that they don't realize how much money they make every year? You know that? I bought him a car a little while ago, and I bought him some shells.
What type of car did you buy them? Volkswagen?
A Chevy. I bought him a Chevy. Stripped down Chevy. No air conditioning. Not even an air conditioner. They should have a Cadillac, but I'm driving a 450. 450 is Mercedes, baby. Got my better than Chevy.
Thank you very much. Lou Albano, he is undoubtedly one of a kind.
At this moment, regretfully, our guest, Lou Albano.
What do you mean, regretfully, punk? First of all, it's not too often that the captain dons the tights. And when I do, brother, you know I'm ready, Teddy. Captain is ready. Now, Pat Patterson is nothing but a baby-faced punk announcer. The man is not a wrestler. He's in your class. He's the scum of the earth. He ain't nothing but a TV, Mr. TV, as Ernie Ladd called you, Mr. TV announcer. Ooh, you and that Pat Patterson. Now, he's at the side of the champions. Rick Martel and Tony Garea. Man, sounds like a disease. Tony Garea up against the captain in my main man, my champions, right here. Moondog, come on, baby. Come on, Moondog. There you go. King and Rex. Look at the man. Look at the man. Look at that teeth. Look at Look at the man. No, yeah. Right there, right there.
Lou Albano along with King and Rex. Thank you, gentlemen. The Moondogs, ladies and gentlemen. Moondogs along with Lou Albano.
Let's bring on Louis Albano
Captain, baby.
and their threesome.
I never seen nothing like it. The world tag team champion and the one and only world's strongest human being up against the geek, the freak, and the weak. I mean, this is unbeatable. This is an unbeatable combination. Nothing but continuity. The one in look at it. Look at Freddie Blassie. Coaching.
What is Freddie Blassie doing?
Guiding. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this. Watch this. I want you to watch with precision. I want an obstacle illusion. I want you to get your eyes straight. Bumblebee, pay attention. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. There is a training program. Look at the world champion. Look at Mr. Fuji. Look at the eyes, the facial expression. Look at Professor Tanaka. Look at the chest on him, the biceps, triceps, latissimus dorsi, pectoris major. And you're going to match the geek, Andre the Giant, the freak, and the weak. What, the Mascaras against the champions? Unbeatable, brother. And you got the captain in the corner, the guiding light with Freddie Blassie. Look at Freddie Blassie. Clancy. There you go.
Thank you, gentlemen. Fred Blassie, Lou Albano.
Well, I know you don't feel that I would have made this match unless I had complete confidence in the Golden Terror, and then to sign a contract where I match mask against mask. I mean, as you know, the loser will be demasked, and this would let the people know who the Golden Terror or Mil Mascaras is. But it's already been known that Mil Mascaras is an ugly freak of nature, pimple-faced Mexican geek. This is a known fact.
No, that's your opinion.
He's got big white heads all over his face. It looks like,
I understand
disgusting.
This man is one of the more handsome men in America today.
Yeah, have you ever looked at him? Looks like a pile of...
Let's talk about wrestling. Let's not talk about what someone may or may not look like, which has no bearing at all in the match. Let's talk about wrestling skill.
Let's talk about wrestling skill. Let's talk about speed. Let's talk about agility. Let's talk about size. The Golden Terror, just look at the man. You can see that the man has the proportions. He's a much larger man than Mil Mascaras. You can see the man possesses a 21-inch bicep. I mean, Mascaras is not in that class. Mascaras is more or less on the frail side. He has a very lean waist. He has a 17-inch bicep. He's a well-conditioned athlete, more or less like a racehorse up against a Clydesdale. And, brother, here you've got a Clydesdale with speed. Now, I don't think there's any comparison. Mil Mascaras is very, very, very uncouth. He's a very, very... I don't know what to say. I don't contemplate too much trouble. I feel it's going to be a good contest, but I will put the money on my champion. Thank you.
Lou Albano.
You're doing a heck of a job out there.
Lou Albano predicting victory for the Golden Terror. So-called gentleman Jerry Valiant.
So-called. You're not here to comment on my talent. Just come out here and do your job. You know, it's so-called
would you say that most of the fans would agree that Jerry Valiant is a gentleman in any stretch of the imagination?
Basically, I'm not interested in what most of the fans think. I'm interested in money, and I'm interested in my combination. Here is a half of the tag team combination. Now, let's talk about this match between Jerry and Monsoon. As I've said before, I believe that Jerry does possess the size. He does possess the strength. Any man weighing 275 pounds, standing 6'2", that can move and has agility and wrestling knowledge has got to be a match for more than a match for Monsoon, who is basically overweight, out of shape, and does not wrestle consistently in that ring. He's not a steady wrestler. Yes, at one time he had timing. Yes, at one time he was to represent the United States in the Olympics and so forth, but he is overweight, perhaps 80, 90 pounds overweight. He's slowed down, and I don't feel at 34 years of age that Monsoon can be at the best of his condition. I feel he's perhaps a little bit out of shape. Therefore, I contemplate a victory. I don't feel it'll be easy. I feel we'll have to work to win and to beat Monsoon because he's not a pushover. But I am contemplating a victory, and I feel with the captain's guidance and tutelage that Jerry will go on a victory.
So there we have it from Jerry Valiant and from Captain Louis Albano.
Thank
Jerry
you,
Valiant.
for your time. You're a gentleman and a scholar at times.
Are you ready for this Thursday night?
Does a cat have a tail?
Most of them do.
Do a pussycat walk through the woods? Is he ready? Look at the man. Can you see through the mask? You get a close-up of his eyes? Determination, will to win, mentally balanced, mentally competent, physically fit, speed, agility, power, suplex artist, chicken wing specialist, step over toe hold. Is he ready? Do a pussycat have a tail? Answer that, brother.
I don't think we've ever seen the Golden Terror use a suplex in the square.
Well, I think you're soft, so what? Maybe it's an optical illusion. Maybe you haven't been able to focus your eyes quick enough to catch the man in action. He's been known to suplex from his knees. Can you do that?
What does
Get Calhoun out here right now.
What does the Golden Terror have to say about this?
Don't say nothing. Quiet. All right? He's not talking, Bumblebee. How do you like that, Wash?
So there you have it from Louis Albano and the Golden Terror. The Golden Terror will...
Nassau Coliseum, USA. Long Island, New York.
This is an event, Lou Albano, that you have long awaited to have all three of your Valiant brothers in this circle at the same time.
Right in my adopted hometown, Nassau Coliseum, Nassau, USA. Long Island, brother. Right out on the express. Beautiful. Back here in New York, baby.
Thank you very much for your time. The Valiant Brothers and six-man tag team competition this Friday night in Long Island, joining Peter Maivia and many others.
You know, Vince McMahon, when I fired the Valiant Brothers some time ago, they haven't been successful since. And by going in Madison Square Garden and humiliating and beating and humbling Jimmy Valiant, I'm going to also teach Johnny and Jerry a lesson. As you know, I'm the guiding light, but physically now, I'm entering that ring to teach Jimmy Valiant a lesson, to give him a beating within an inch of his life. And when I beat him, and when I hurt him, and when I humble him, and when he's on his knees, and it's the captain, guiding light, please, stop beating me, guiding light, please, can I come back, can the Valiants come back? You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna spit in his face, bro.
Disgusting Lou Albano. And if you are successful, it will...
Not if, I will be. It's a 2 out of 3 fall. It's the captain's kind of match. I was tricked once before. But now right here in the Big Apple, my adopted hometown, New York City born and raised, 2 out of 3 fall. Brother, I'll guarantee success and I will stake my reputation that the Samoans will be tag team champions of the world.
Well, Mr. Albano, they regained the title, something that no other tag team has ever been able to do.
Yes, they
regained
did.
it once.
For the
Maybe
ninth
they can
time,
do it again.
they did it before, and they can do it again. As I said, on any given day, a team can be beaten. They did not listen to the captain, so they lost the belt. Now, the team got together, sat together with the captain. We negotiated. I pointed out weaknesses. I pointed out what they did wrong, the mistakes they made, and they said, Captain, we are ready. Well, I'm ready, Teddy. Are you ready? You got it, baby, the belt. We got it all together.
Lou Albano getting himself ready. Star meal mattress, Mr. Bob Backlund, along with Ken Patera, and also scheduled, he'll come a-strutting, in reference to, of course, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Who cares about strutting or putting or whatting up? Just talking about the world's strongest human being. We're going to be there in my adopted hometown. You know, I'm heavy up in the New Haven area. They all love the captain, and they all love the one and only Ken Patera. Look at the man. Look at those eyes. Steel cold look. The look of determination. The will to win, brother. The man is unbeatable. 6'2", power, speed, agility, dynamite, go behind, intestinal fortitude, facial expression, facial structure, mental power. Man got it all together. You're lacking in everything, baby. You look like an imbecile to me.
Ken Patera appearing in New Haven 1 week from tonight.
I'm New York City, born and raised, brother. Madison Square Garden. Captain Lou Albano, coming off 7th Avenue, down 33rd Street, up to the elevator, into the garden, into the dressing room, back out, down the main aisle, and into the ring. 23,000 people looking at the one and only guiding light, Captain Lou Albano. And at my side, Johnny, Jimmy, or Jerry. Who will it be? This is the confusing issue. People out there, you don't know. He don't know. The opponents don't know. But Dusty Rhodes, you, Sabisco, and Gurria will find out. You'll find out the captain's presence in that ring will mean something. You'll see what it's going to be. We're stronger.
I'm sorry, we're out of time.
We're better. What time? I make the time. Not you. I am time. T-I-M, time. I am time. Look at the man's facial expression, McMahon. Bob Backlund. Bob Backlund. Look out. This is your master. This is the man that will defeat in Madison Square Garden, will humiliate, will humble, will hurt, will maim. Look at the bulldog of power, a super fire hydrant, a man of strength, agility.
Backlund, I'm going to get you, Backlund. I want you, Backlund. I'm going to tell you apart. You're going to be sorry.
Bulldog.
Hey, don't get me upset. Don't get me upset. Don't you say Backlund. Don't you say Backlund. I want him. I want that Backlund.
Thank you for your time.
Don't upset him.
Lou Albano, along with Bulldog Brower, American Dream, Dusty.
Why don't you knock it off, the American? I'm a plumber's, what is he? Plumber's helper, a plumber's son, talking all that jive and telling you where he's been and is he going to bite his auntie's leg? A doggy going to bite his leg? Don't care about Dusty Rhodes. You're talking to the world's strongest human being, the one and only Ken Patera. And, brother, you said a mouthful when you said the Connecticut. New Haven, Connecticut, is that the town? I'm not particularly fond of it, but you said they were in for a treat.
It has been quite some time
boy,
since you appeared.
You know,
Wait just a minute
perhaps
now.
it just wasn't enough just to do it that way. Perhaps you've got to really put the hurt on Backlund. You've got to once and for all decisively humiliate, beat, and humble him. Now, you were there. You questioned him. You saw Backlund. You saw Backlund begging. You saw it, didn't you? I mean, you heard the man. You were at ringside.
What we saw, indeed, was two great competitors going at it toe-to-toe to the very bitter end.
Yes,
what we saw was Backlund indeed cut severely.
It'll be a double celebration for the captain. As you know, I'm going to cheer on my main man, Bob Duncombe. He's going to take the belt on that given night because he's already previously beaten. He's beaten Backlund right there in that arena. I was there. I witnessed the match. So I'm going to have that celebration, which is going to be great. And then I'm going to have, it's Monsoon and the Santana. Am I correct in my...
You know very well that is the tag team combination.
I don't feel that technically Monsoon can be an asset to anyone. He's been an individual all his life, and he's not used to tag team combined effort, and he's more or less in love with himself. Big, strong man, yes, but perhaps has slowed down a little, and I contemplated victory. I feel we have the teamwork, we have the captain, As I said, it will be a double celebration of Philadelphia. It's our adopted hometown, and we're here. The fans, this is the first appearance of the Samoans. You've seen them out here. You notice the facial expression. You've noticed the wild tactics. You know they're uncontrollable. You're going to get to see them. You're going to get to see them. They're the best.
Now, if we may have another word with you concerning the main event, you and Bob Duncombe himself last week stated, as he has stated before, that Backlund was pleading to the referee.
That is true.
Stop the match.
Please stop the match. To save his belt. To save his belt.
And you, according to Duncombe again, it was after then the referee stopped the match that Backlund all of a sudden gained tremendous courage. Backlund showing, oh, he wants to slug it out now, but only after the title was saved.
He saved his belt, knowing that defeat, it was evident that he was going to be beaten. So to save the belt, realizing that it's so lucrative to be a world champion, he saved the belt. He begged the referee. I have a recording of this. I mean, I can show you. I can bring it out here. Please, Mr. Referee, please stop the match. It's his master.
All right, there you have it from Lou Albano.
Well, I'd like to add that Ted DiBiase's belt to the captain's stable, and as far as Monsoon and Travis, I'm not going to cut them short. I feel that they do have ability, and let's face it, Gorilla Monsoon is a great big super heavyweight. And Travis being the rookie of the year, so you've got to give credit where credit's due. But I don't feel the men are, with the word I've used quite so often, continuity, togetherness. This is a tag team combination. Therefore, we have a combined effort.
We thank you for your time.
And I thank you for your time.
The Valiant Brothers, Captain Lou Albano.
Well, I'd have to be a complete fool to stand here and tell you that I'm not concerned and I'm not worried about Andre the Giant. Let's face it, the man, yes, is an undefeated superstar, perhaps the greatest athlete of all time. I feel Duncombe is big enough. Andre's never been defeated. And I feel that his weakness may possibly be in strategy. I know we cannot go in there and outpower the man. Duncombe does weigh 307 pounds, stands 6'6", which is a huge man. But up against Andre, it's really, it doesn't stack up. But I feel with the captain's guidance, and I've been filming Andre's matches, and I've been watching him, and I feel I've spotted a few weaknesses, one or two, not many. And I think it's just have to be trickery and would have to perhaps wear him down, a little wrestling balance, a little leverage, get behind the man if we possibly can. We're going to be very evasive. We're going to try to keep away from him. We're not going to go in and match strength with Andre because this would be a mistake. Many wrestlers do try that. They feel they have Andre hurt and they go in for the kill and it's all over. So even when Andre looks like he's down and out, you've got to be aware at all times that the man is very dangerous. I am concerned. I'm worried about this match. It's going to be a trying. They could perhaps knock Duncombe out of wrestling for good. I have to sign for the match. If we want the match, by beating Andre, we would become the greatest wrestler of all time, would be the standard all over the world. Money would come in, offers would come in from Japan, from Australia, from all parts of the world, from the Orient. I mean, it would be unbelievable. Andre is known worldwide. I'm proud to have the match. I want to defeat the man. I don't want to go out here and predict things that I'm not going to stay behind. I will say we're going to be in there doing our best. I'd like to contemplate a victory, and again, I am concerned, but I feel that there's one main weakness that I've spotted in Andre. I'm not going to divulge at this time, and I feel that perhaps with this and with the captain's guidance, we possibly can pull out a victory. But again, we'll have to see, because Andre, at his weakest point, is still a dangerous man. He's so big, he's so huge, the hands on the man. Captain Lou Albano was very, very, very concerned. I'm a little bit depressed. I'm a little down at this time. I'm trying to figure out how this man can be beat. He's been up against the best in the world. But I'm going to have to... The only thing I can say is that Duncombe is perhaps one of the largest wrestlers that Andre has faced. He's used to handling smaller men. That's going to be trying for him, and it's going to be a tough time.
We thank you, Mr. Albano, for your
time.
analysis. Mr. Albano, just a quick word.
You want me to keep it down? Am I talking too much? Go ahead.
The tag team title match?
Tag team title match. Tony Gurria and Rick Mattel against the Moondogs. I contemplated victory. I am confident. I feel we have the ability, the speed, the agility, and I'm ready, baby.
Thank you. Dogs square off against...
The Moondogs square up against the Moondogs and the captain, baby.
Sorry, Mr. Albano, we don't have...
You don't have time. I was also a champion. Boys Club, CIAMIU, UPI, TOU champion. Salvation Army, the whole thing. I was a champion. So what? Don't all have caught all that kind of stuff. Got all them ranks, how big a champion, who you were, Olympic champ, national AAU. I don't care, brother. You've got to get in that ring and produce.
We'll be back.
And I can produce. You ain't gonna hurt the captain, baby. I can talk your jive. I can get down and boogie. I can get down and do it like that do. I can do that, that punk. You don't know you ain't never come from the ghetto, punk. You're nothing but a rich kid, spoiled brat. Okay, punk? So don't tell me about getting down. Because I'm here, I'm Captain Lou Albano, baby. And I'm going to be in that ring, directing my troops. And I'm going to give orders to hurt, to maim, to cripple. And then the captain going to slowly step through that rope, and I'm going to pounce down. And I'm going to hurt the man. I'm going to make the man bleed. Have you got it? I'm going to make the man bleed. Then I'm going to jump out, go back in the corner, baby, just lay down and watch. And I'm going to film the match in entirety. I'm going to film the match in entirety. And as far as Pat Patterson, punk, you up against King Kong Mosca.
I'm happy to say we're out of time, Mr.
So what?
Sure, there was a minor scratch. I actually heard Backlund beg the referee to stop the match. That's the way he saved his belt. He wasn't hurt that bad. He begged the referee to stop.
Let's get a word with Big Bob Duncombe. Your views of the match last Monday night in the Garden and what's likely to happen in the rematch.
Well, I'll tell you something. I am the heavyweight champion of the world, standing right here in front of you now, like Lou Albano got up here and just laid it on you like he really was. He had the referee over in the corner begging and pleading to stop the match. Begging and pleading, that makes me champion. I turned around and he attacked me, and then we got into it, and threw the whole thing out. This time he won't get away.
Bring on the Russian Bear.
I guess they figured if they broke up the team, they would find a weakness, I guess, you know, between the lumberjacks, but to no avail. My lumberjacks are still superior, and they'll still be victorious. But let's get back to the main thing at hand. Let's get back to the main event. The one and only Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, against former champion, I should call him former champion, because the only way he saved his belt was by having the match stopped. You know that?
That's what you claim.
No, that's what you were there. I saw you there, Bumblebee. I saw you there in the seat. You know what happened. They stopped it for blood. They stopped it because the man was cut. They stopped it because the man asked the referee, had stolen, asked the referee to stop the match. Is that the truth?
That is not the truth.
Well, you're a liar. Well, I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to call you a liar. You're a downright liar.
Very good.
Liar, liar.
Ivan Koloff.
Let's talk about, okay, we got Jerry all lined up with that freak of nature, Andre the Giant. But now let's get back to Bruno Sammartino against my main man, John. Okay, as I said, this is what I've been looking for. This is what I've hoped for. This is what I've waited for, to catch Sammartino. Putski said they've been training. Putski said they've been running 5 miles a day. Well, I want him at his best. I don't want to beat him. There'll be no excuse to say I wasn't ready. Sammartino's been training for this thing, I've heard, for some 6 months. Now, we know once we humiliate Sammartino, there'll be no problem to go on and take the belt. There's no way to stop us. Beating Sammartino, we've got it all, baby. When you beat it, we've got it all the way.
I'm going to feel very bad. What sort of strategy, Mr. Albano?
What sort of strategy?
Are you trying to pull here? What with the Valiant brothers meeting individually three of the greatest wrestlers of all time?
Can I tell you, first of all, to prove without the shadow of a doubt that the Valiant brothers are the finest athletes in the world today. I've split them up singly or in a combined effort. They have the captain, and with the captain's guidance and tutelage, they cannot be maimed, hurt, or beat, or humiliated. So therefore, I'm going to prove that we are the finest wrestlers living today, and that Sammartino
thank you very much for your time. There we have it then, from Lou Albano and from the Valiant brothers. The Valiant brothers meeting individual competition. Of course, Lou Albano said that if he can prove that the Valiant brothers are victorious on an individual basis, then indeed they will have proven themselves beyond a shadow of a doubt.
I know they have good talent here on the East Coast, but I just hope that they have the finest up against Ivan Koloff. In fact, I know they do because I've signed for this match, and I'm looking forward to it in the New Haven area. New Haven, perhaps one of the largest cities in Connecticut, and we're really looking forward to it. It's, let's say, a stepping stone to the title of Bob Backlund. By taking this victory, and with a decisive victory, I believe our next step will be a title match against Backlund. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Lou Albano. Very soft-spoken.
TB, you think? You hope, man.
Confident, however, that Ivan Koloff will achieve victory in New Haven, Connecticut.
Allergy.
Lou Albano, I'm sure you want to forget last night at Comac. In any event, Lou Albano looking on to the next event on the 11th of April. I'm sure you're hopeful of success.
Let's call the past, but let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the Samoans. Let's talk about what the captain has groomed. Let's talk about what the captain has dreamed of. Let's talk about the next world champions. Right here.
And let's talk indeed of the fact that we are out of time. So indeed, the wrestling fans of the Long Island area can look forward to wrestling returning to Comac.
Very valiant, along with Johnny and Jimmy.
Another pretty phrase just passing through. Let's talk about Putski now. Putski in the return match with the one and only Jimmy. We all know what happened last time, the cowardly actions of Putski. We know just now this time, I guess it's not enough just to beat Putski. I guess you've got to hurt the man. So I'm going to cut Jimmy loose and let him hurt Putski. But now we're going to talk about Andre, that big half-wit come out here, look a bulldog in heat, come out here with a long hair, with a ponytail, stand out here and say what he's going to do. He may call on San Martino. He may call on Putski to be at his side. You don't scare nobody, Andre. You ain't nothing but a half-wit, brother. So lay back, big freak of nature. Now we're going to talk about the living legend. I'm glad this match. I'm glad for it. You know why? Because right now, San Martino is in the finest condition of his life. There'll be no excuses. He's trained hard. I know the man is doing road work. I know the man is training with weights. I know the man is at the peak of condition. And you know it's a stepping stone. If you get past San Martino, we know the belt. We got the belt, baby. Once you beat San Martino, we got it made. Like Bowden House Pie. Like paint a Tin Mouse's hind legs, brother.
Hey, I'll drink to that, Lou, huh?
All right,
We'll drink to that, brother.
Valiant brothers Jimmy, Johnny, and Jerry, all three meeting individual competition. Team tandem of the Lumberjacks.
We're not interested in Dusty Rhodes. We're not interested in a plumber's son. We're not interested, man, to come out here and tell you about playing dog, about biting his auntie's leg. We're interested in the Lumberjacks, the next Worldwide Wrestling Heavyweight Federation Wrestling Champions. And I'm the maker of 6 world champions. And these gentlemen are my greatest find today. Pierre,
the Lumberjacks
and Eric,
appearing in New Haven, Connecticut. In Sika, the Samoans, they will be defending the Tag Team Championship in Madison Square Garden against Tony Garea and Rick Martel, the challengers. Mr. Albano?
Well, I would not be fool enough to say I'm not concerned, but I'm actually not worried too much because, as you know, in the past we did at one time make a mistake, but this will never happen again. The captain I contemplated victory. I am truly ready. I have my men well groomed, as you can see. Alpha has lost some 40 pounds, the speed of a racehorse. Kidde. The speed of a racehorse, the man can move, is like poetry in motion. And when you look at Sika, what do you see? A 6'3", 347-pound giant that moves with, it's poetry in motion, brother. The men have agility, speed, power, go behind, intestinal fortitude. The captain's got it all together. I'm going to film this entire match to prove to the world once and for all that Samoans are truly the greatest. I thank you for your time, my time, and your time. Daytime. Well, of course, Highland Park is in for a big treat. It's, I believe it's about 40 miles from New York City. It's a very, well, I call it lucrative because, I mean, a money area. There's very influential people, and they're in for a treat. They want to see the Samoans. They've asked, they said, Captain, promoter said, Captain, can we have the World Tag Team Champions honor our town? He said it'll be an all-out ticker tape parade. We'll take them down to a victory dinner after. He said, we realize the great ability, what you have done, what you've accomplished. Not that I, myself, personally have done this, merely recognizing great talent and bringing it to the Highland Park area. Not as a promoter, but merely as a manager.
Mr. Albano, this makes is it 9th combination?
Yes, it is number 9. I can just mention a few if you'd like. It was the...
I don't think we need to go
let's not even go into that, because as of now, this is the greatest find of all time.
All right, now, surely, as the other 8 former championship combinations you managed, surely as they fell, the Samoans will also fall. Now,
well, they merely fell because they did not listen to the wisdom and keen, cunning ability of the captain.
For whatever reason they fell, Mr. Albano. So now the point
could handle it.
Yes, indeed. The point is
that the Samoans are relating back to nature. I don't believe they're capable of thinking on their own. Merely being guided by the captain, I don't feel I'll contemplate or run into this trouble where the Samoans will, on their own, go out and do things without the guidance of the captain, as my other championship teams have done. I feel that they will confer, sit back, listen to the... What are you looking at, punk? Listen to the captain and say, Captain, you got it all together, baby. Captain, you're number 1.
Albano and his Samoans, along with Ivan Putski, Ken Patera, and many others, Captain Louis Albano.
Well, you know, anytime you have a card, you have Koloff on the card. It's got to enrich in the talent. I mean, and the card. It's magnificent to see an athlete such as his proportions. I mean, being on a card, any promoter in the world wants the man. They realize his great ability. They know his greatness in wrestling. He's a great weightlifter also, and
It's proud to see an athlete in that type condition. You go in that ring and you look at him and you watch him. It's like poetry in motion. The man moves with the quickness of a cat. He's a 258-pound giant, and baby, it's great. Whew. Borden House Pie.
Captain Albano with the Borden House Pie and with Ivan Koloff appearing in Long Island.
Now you want to hear? All right, Jerry, come here, Jerry. You want to hear about Andre? Jerry, never mind. Shut up, Jerry. I'll tell you about Andre. Jerry's ready. I look at Andre and I said, Andre, you big freak of nature, you uncoordinated, big 7'6" giant. You don't scare nobody. You're slow, you're stupid, and you're a dummy. He's a professional blind date.
All right. Challenger in the wrestling
I came out
world.
here some time ago, and I made a prediction. I said that Ivan Koloff would be the next Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion of the world. And that he was. And then the belt was stolen from him. And I now, Captain Lou Albano, will stake my reputation that Ivan Brocky Koloff will be the next Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight wrestling champion. My reputation. I did it before, I said it before, and I'll say it again. Bob Backlund, watch it. Watch it. In my book, you're a champion, but merely a ranked amateur. I don't compare you with the one and only Ivan Brocky Koloff.
The card in Asbury Park.
Well, I'd like to say, McMahon, that I have complete confidence in the Valiant brothers, Jerry and Johnny. I feel they're world champions. They're very well qualified. They're very competent. They're in the peak of condition, and I've got to be satisfied at their training program. They've progressed to a point of no return. They're really in finest condition. What are you looking at the captain for? I myself am in fine condition. As you know, I'm a super heavyweight weighing 290 pounds. Let's get away from that. Talk about the Valiant brothers, the world champions. Right here on the East Coast, we have the finest competition in the world today, and as you can see, I mean, I know you don't approve of this, and I know you don't like it, but they're still wearing them belts, and no matter what you say or can do, they've been there quite some time, and they'll be there as long as we choose to wear those belts. And finally, we may retire them. Go right ahead, ask a question if you'd like. If you don't like, I'll keep talking because I can go on all day. Time is of no essence to the captain. I can just continue repeatedly. I can express myself, tell you how great the Valiants are, how large, how powerful, how quick, the intestinal fortitude, the guts, ability, skill, the wrestling balance. Go right ahead, talk.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, it's always pleasure. Great pleasure. Great pleasure.
Lou Albano, along with...
Thank you for your time, Vince.
And thank you for Jerry's time, too.
Lou Albano, along with...
Time after time.
Lou Albano, along with the Valiant brothers.
We know the man is well put together. He's a good wrestler. But can he cope with Dick the Bulldog Brower, the one-man riot squad, brother? Look at the man's eyes, and you know that the man has had a problem. You know that the man's not dealing with a full deck. You know that the man don't know what his next move is himself. Now, how is Putski gonna stand there and contemplate what to do? The man is lost for it. Don't know what to do, brother. I don't know what to do. You don't know what to do.
Thank you very much. Lou Albano and Dick the Bulldog Brower.
Well, I've got to put my money on Billy Graham. Let's call a spade a spade. Now, you stand there, you look like an intelligent man to me. College graduate, MIT, TTI, and UCLA. I know all about you, college wrestler. Can you honestly say that you feel Tony Garea and Larry Sabisco are competition for the Lumberjacks?
There's no question about it.
Do you have the audacity to stand there and face me eye to eye and say yes? To say they are competition after my Lumberjacks have defeated all comers? Can you honestly say that? Are you a complete halfwit? Now you take Dusty Rhodes. I know you like the man. I watch you out here. I see you gloat and smile, and he comes out all fancy clothes with that big fat belly, shaking and howling and hooting, telling you he's a plumber's son, raising his hand, talking with a lisp, lisping and winding, crying and hollering, telling you how great he is, telling you about Dog. He used to play Dog, bite his leg, Dog, with his auntie, and you stand out here and smile and laugh and put George Steele down, knock the man, humilify the man, demilify the man, ruin a man's reputation. You're a complete halfwit and an imbecile. That's what you are.
Lou Albano. Captain Louis Albano on his way to Elizabeth, New Jersey this Tuesday night. Eric and Pierre, the Yukon Lumberjacks, defend their tag team title against the most worthy combination indeed, just as they will later on this program against Tony Garea and Larry Zbyszko. And if they still have the title, they'll defend it in Elizabeth.
If they... What'd you say? What do you mean, if they still have the title? What are you saying if for? What are you talking about?
Whether to face Tony Garea and Larry Zbyszko.
So what? Who's Tony Garea? And Larry Zbyszko. You ever see Sabisco? He's got an odd-shaped head, don't he? Looks like a watermelon or something. The guy's a little soft. And the other kid looks like a punk. Now, we know these guys are athletes. We know they're professional wrestlers. But do you in your heart feel that they are qualified to go up against the Lumberjacks? Do you feel they have the size, the strength, the ability? Do you? Liar! You're a liar!
The Lumberjacks on their way to Elizabeth, New Jersey this Tuesday night.
Definitely defeat Bob Backlund. Vince McMahon, let me tell you this, a Superfly is at the best condition of his life, a peak of condition. He's got it all together. He's been studying films. He watched the last match. He has the secret of beating Bob Backlund. Yes, I contemplate trouble. Yes, I realize that Bob Backlund is a great champion. He's not going to go down easily in defeat. I can notice the frustrated look in his face. I see the shame in his eyes, being humiliated, carrying from the rings of Madison Square Garden. And this time will be worse. But we are ready, we are prepared, and I stake my reputation now that the next Worldwide Wrestling Federation champion will be Superfly Jimmy Snuka. I rest my case. I am ready, and all the fans are ready to accept the new world champion. 251 pounds of power, Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Question that Rick Martel and Tony Gurria asked before the broadcast this week. They're wondering whether or not you're sending the Moondogs in to attempt to gain the title. This would be the 11th time you've done so. Or is it that you're sending the Moondogs in to seek revenge?
Well, I think you got the second one right. I think revenge is more important to the captain. When I look at the face of that Rick Martel and Tony Gurria...
Please turn around.
You don't tell me what to do. Just hold the microphone, you dummy. When I look at the faces, I feel that... Moondogs, come in, Moondogs. Look at the Moondogs. I feel that it's more important to seek revenge and to seek a hurt. I feel that I've been humiliated. I feel that I've been mocked. I feel that I've been made a fool of, and I feel I should seek revenge, and I am ready. Look at the Yukon Lumberjack, yes, but let's get down to George Steele. Let's talk about George Steele and Dusty Rhodes. Let's talk about Dusty Rhodes and George Steele. Number one, Rhodes has been coming out here. He's been mouthing off. He's been telling you what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, how proud he is, how he wants all his little black, green, yellow, red, purple fans all to get behind him, to come up, to stand with him. He wants unity. He wants all the people with him, telling you what he's going to do, how great he is. Stand up when I talk. You look too short the other way. Telling you how he's going to do it, how big he is. But did he ever say, Vince McMahon, I'm running scared?
I don't believe we've heard
Did he ever say, Vince McMahon, what can I do with the animal?
I'm sure that
Did he ever say, Vince McMahon, what can I do? Did he ever say that?
I'm sure that has certainly crossed...
Did he ever say, Vince McMahon, where can I turn to? Where can I hide?
Lou Albano.
Did he ever say, Vince McMahon, can I win? Vinny, I came out here some months ago, and I made a prediction. I claimed the Samoans would be the next World Tag Team Champions, number 9 for the captain, and that came true. Now to sit back in a very lucrative position to collect the money and to watch my team, a combined effort now with Peter Maivia. This is an unbeatable combination against Tony Atlas, a great athlete, against, we all understand that Putski is one of the finest athletes in the world today, and against Pat Patterson. I don't even want to talk about Pat Patterson, but a very good effort against my 3 Samoans. And I do contemplate a victory, and I'm ready. I have my men ready. One of them will be designated to represent the capital, or to win, I should say, the Battle Royal. They'll be in the Battle Royal, and they'll be a winner, and I'm ready, baby.
Captain Louis Albano with his comments. Dropping how many pounds?
43 pounds, baby. I'm ready. I'm heavy, and I'm like Bolton House pie. I'm looking for my main man right there, ready to go. I'm ready to move.
Lou Albano, ladies and gentlemen, is in training at this moment. Lou Albano will step into the squared circle, and the location will be White Plains.
Hometown, brother. Come on out, see the captain.
Yes, that's right. Lou Albano, originally from the Mount Vernon area.
Mount Vernon, New York, White Plains, Bolton House by the captain is ready. I've been training. I'm in fine training, jumping rope, skipping, Bolton House Pie, doing them curls, Latissimus Dawson. What else you call that, Zitty? What do you call that stuff there? Bench press.
Lou Albano on his way to White Plains to participate in a wrestling event that will take place this Thursday night.
Look at the captain,
Look out
brother.
for Lou Albano in the squared circle this Thursday night at the Westchester County Center.
Captain is ready, brother.
Well, evidently Bob Backlund is highly frustrated, and our routine worked, our strategy worked, because in that ring he claims that Jimmy Snuka Superfly jumped out of the ring. At times he did, merely to offset and sap the energies of Bob Backlund, merely to frustrate the man and further carry it, merely to show the man that to confuse him, and properly so. At times Snuka did shoot through the ropes, and Backlund, like a jerk that he is, chased my man, chased the new champion, and the new champion went back into the ring, and I refer to him as a champion because even though as of now he doesn't have the gold, this will be the final encounter. This will be the final test after 2 defeats, after 2 humiliations, after what we did to the champion, Bob Backlund, after the way we humiliated the man, after a 4-year reign as one of the greatest champions of all time.
Lou Albano, along with
Captain Lou Albano, along with Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight champions. And let me tell you this, Junior, whoever our opponents may be, we don't care. I don't even wish to mention them at this time. I contemplate a victory for Mr. Fuji, Mr. Saito, because I know the ability of my champions. I know what they're capable of doing. I've scouted these men for some many a months. I turned around and predicted that they would be world champions, and this came true. And I now predict that they will not be beaten, that they will remain champions and retire the belt back to their museums in Japan.
Mr. Albano, we're talking about the Battle Royal. We're not talking about
That's all right.
tag team
I'm talking about Battle Royal. It's the same thing because it's a combined effort. It is congenuity. C-O-N-G-U-T-Y. Congenuity. You don't know the meaning of congenuity. Stupid. Togetherness. It means combined effort.
Lou Albano, along with Mr. Fuji, Mr. Saito, they're competing in the 20-man over-the-top rope Battle Royal.
I didn't hear too many people worried about Bob Backlund. In fact, maybe his baby, his mama, his wife, his family. But I don't worry about. I wasn't worried about you, Bob Backlund. And you made a statement. You said before you can get through the door, the cage, you've got to have a man actually out on his feet, frustrated, beaten, and humiliated, and then the man's got to make the move through. So therefore, you cannot be held back. You've got to have that man, perhaps next to being crippled or maimed for life. That's the only way you can go through. But I want to bring out one statement. I want to make sure that your manager is not going to be out there unless I'm permitted to be out there. I don't want anybody tampering with the cage or with the door. I want Snuka to prove for the 3rd time that he defeated, humiliated, and humbled you, Bob Backlund. And I'm not going to be content with him only beating you in Madison Square Garden. But this time, I'm going to say, Snuka, for me, for the captain, go down. Bend down, pick Bob Backlund up by the back of the hair, and take his head and bounce him into the ropes, and cut him and bust him wide open. Bust him wide open.
Albano, no doubt getting carried away.
Well, there's not much time left. The hour's growing near. The time is here. The time is here to prove, without the shadow of a doubt, that this man, 6'1", 257 pounds of Jimmy Snuka, is truly the champion of the world, the champion of all time, the greatest champion in the history of the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Bob Backlund, I listened to your interview. I listened to your humble. I listened to your mealy mouth come out here and say you're gonna do your best. You're gonna do it for your family. You know that for the first time in the first encounter, you were carried out to the streets of New York City, and then the second time, once again humiliated. Now with a steel cage match, the first time in Madison Square Garden, that an opponent cannot go over the top, has to go through the door. Okay, we've accepted. Do you know the dangers? Do you know what can happen in the steel cage? We're ready. Are you ready? I don't think so. I know I'm ready. I know Jimmy Snuka's ready. I know you're ready, Punk. I know the fans are ready. Ready for their champion, our champion, your champion, the one.
Mr. Albano.
Well, I've got to say that this 20-man Battle Royal is a very dangerous encounter. You've got the finest athletes in the world today in that ring, and perhaps a little bit of luck is involved in this Battle Royal. But I will say that with Mr. Fuji, Mr. Saito, and a combined effort of the Superfly, Jimmy Snuka, I believe we have a game plan with the captain's guidance and tutelage. I believe we can get it all together, and there will be a decisive winner. At this time, I will not divulge who I will choose to make the victor, but we'll split that money.
Thank you for your time, Lou Albano.
Thank you for your time. You're a gentleman.
Lou Albano in the Superfly, Mr. Snuka.
Well, Backlund's ribs will be 100% healed, but they were healed before, and it makes no difference. We're not looking for an excuse or an easy way out to beat Bob Backlund. We take it for granted. We know that Bob Backlund is a tough champion, a great champion. But we are thoroughly trained, thoroughly ready, thoroughly prepared. I film all matches in entirety, and Jimmy Snuka has more than proved himself as deserving of the World Championship. Bob Backlund struck the referee, I believe, to save his title. This time, there'll be no way out. This time, Bob Backlund, you've got to face Jimmy Snuka. You've got to do it all. The man is in perfect condition, and I'm sure you'll be 100%. So there'll be no excuses. When you're beaten in Madison Square Garden and carried out to the streets of New York, you've got to admit that this is your master. This Superfly Jimmy Snuka is your superior, is the greatest...
I have a laughing Lou Albano in Madison Square Garden representing the Superfly who could become the World Wrestling Federation champion.
You know, I saw Bob Backlund out here making an interview. The man had tears in his eyes, crying, telling you all about his little baby in nursery school, telling you about his mama, his daddy, and his wife, saying, should I wrestle again? Excuses, punk. You couldn't take it before. We hurt your ribs, we maimed you, near breaking your ribs, and this time we will break them. This time I guarantee that Captain Lou Albano will be the manager of the next Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. 16 feet into the air, Backlund and pounce, rendering you helpless. You punk, squealing little imbecile, you coward, coward, on the wall. You're the biggest coward of them all. Bob Backlund, you're a downright coward, a liar, and a...
The wrestling tights heads up 1-on-1 on Sunday afternoon, March 14, to face Pat Patterson.
They saw me in Madison Square Garden. I was so good, and I was so quick, and I was so fine, and I got down and humiliated Pat Patterson. Now, I want it understood by all those geeks out there that Captain Lou, you got to talk to Captain Lou Albano demanded this match. I was the one that wanted Pat Patterson, not Pat Patterson. So therefore, I am ready. I am thoroughly prepared. You know, I noticed you got what I call a countdown. You show Punsky's body. Well, take a look at the captain, baby. 32-inch waist, 59-inch chest, 28-inch biceps, 32-inch neck.
You can become tag team champions tonight in Baltimore.
Let me ask you a question, McMahon. Do you realize the importance of a championship, a title belt, how lucrative it can be, what respect it demands throughout the wrestling world, throughout Asia, Europe, I mean, all over Canada, South America, the whole entire world, and how lucrative money-wise? Now, we're up against the champions. We're not fools. We're not taking them lightly. We understand that they won that title with great respect. They've carried it with great respect. They're great athletes, but we have the captain in the corner who is the guiding light, who looks for weaknesses, who has been trained to pick out defects of opponents, who films his matches in entirety, who feels he has pointed out to my men weaknesses, who knows that the secret of tag team success is continuity. If that's too big for you, it's togetherness. It's a combined unit. It's a combined effort on the part of my team. My champions, your champions, our next champions, I give you the Samoans. Got it, baby?
Lou Albano predicts victory for the Samoans.
Or Andre the Giant, who perhaps single-handedly could step in and take any two of the threesome.
That's merely in your mind, McMahon. Let me remind you that these are the world champions, and that Captain Lou Albano has been threatened repeatedly, and I'm still here. I have enough brains, enough cunning, enough ingenuity to know when to get in that ring, when a man is weakened, when a man is hurt. When I see Andre in trouble, then I'll pounce on him like a cat, and I'll bust him wide open, and then I'm out. I'm in, I'm out, I'll retreat in and out, back and forth, I'm up and down, I'm all around, brother. I'm like Bodenhouse Pie, and behind my champions, behind speed, behind the agility, behind the tact, the wrestling power of the Samoans. The captain is always ready, and I'm not fool enough to enter that ring unless I, Captain Lou Albano, have a plan. I have a plan. I have strategy. Watch it, Andre.
There is no doubt Lou Albano will have strategy, but yes.
McMahon, why didn't you say 6 great wrestlers? Never mind Patterson, Monsoon, and Andre. How about the Samoans and Captain Lou Albano? What, are we an inferior team or what? Remember, my good man, we wouldn't be in that position if we weren't qualified and ready. We signed, not reluctantly. Captain is there, I'm ready. As the guiding light, as a technical advisor,
right,
I won't even have to dirty my hands. I'll
let's talk about that.
Advising. Go ahead, let's talk.
If there were 3 Samoans, not to belittle you, Lou Albano,
go ahead.
but if there were 3 Samoans, if there were Alpha, Sika, and a third perhaps yes, then...
Wait a minute. There are no 3 men that can beat any one Samoan man. One Samoan man is good enough to beat Andre, Putski, Patterson, Monsoon. I don't care. Now, when you put a combined effort of 2 Samoan men...
You are the weak link.
I am the brains behind the operation. I am the captain, the general major. I am the guiding light. I do not have to participate. I am merely there as a technical advisor. Do you got it, stupid?
All right, we thank you for your time. Lou Albano and the Samoans, Afa Asika. Lou Albano.
Well, I'm not going to be fool enough, McMahon, to stand here and tell you we're going to have an easy time, because anytime you're in the World Wide Wrestling Federation, where we have the finest talent in the world today, and especially up against the likes of Patterson, Putski, and Andre, you've got to contemplate trouble and realize that, let's face it, these are top men. These are perhaps well, I shouldn't say perhaps, these are the greatest wrestlers in the world today. So it's got to be a combined team effort and a little bit of ingenuity and cunningness and scheming and looking for weaknesses.
Let me interrupt you and give you a hypothetical situation.
Yes, go right ahead.
And it's likely to happen.
Right.
If we see in Baltimore, in the squared circle, somehow, and I'm sure this will happen at one point in the match, Lou Albano one-on-one with Andre the Giant.
Well, you know, it's you've watched Lou Albano in the ring, and Lou Albano doesn't take chances. I merely come in that ring when my opponent is rendered helpless, merely to put the the finishing touches on, and there'll be no way that Andre can corner the captain, baby.
Captain Louis Albano, who obviously, well, it's a good thing, I guess, for you, Mr. Albano. You're a couple of weeks away from the match, because I'm sure you would want to do a bit more training.
Well, I don't know. You merely said that as a wise guy, observing that I've trimmed down to 260 pounds. Trimmed down. I was 300 pounds, and I've been training daily. And, you know, it's not always the appearance that counts. It's basically the wrestling knowledge and the combined effort. And I believe you'll agree, I know you'll agree, I shouldn't say believe, that the Samoans and myself have worked together as a team. I groomed this team. I know their every move. We know each other's weaknesses and our strong points. And I believe we have a decisive advantage in that way. Now, we're wrestling against Patterson, Putski, who right there alone, they're not dealing with a full deck. Putski, as we all know, has got the one-cell brain. He cannot function properly, and so does Patterson. And then they have this big freak of nature, Andre, at their side, who can't even speak English, so the communication is unbelievable. There's no way that a Putski, Patterson, and Andre effort can have the continuity, can have the wrestling knowledge, can do anything together, and you do need teamwork to win a 6-man tag.
That is the key. I
definitely
must agree with you, Mr.
In
Albano.
fact, perhaps I won't even have to do hardly anything in that ring. I'll basically be in the corner as the guiding light, instructing, guiding, pointing out weaknesses. This is enough. This is enough. It's all the captain, just to be there. Just my presence is enough. Just be there, man.
Thank you very much, Lou Albano.
Will be Lou Albano and company.
You know, Vince McMahon, I am thoroughly prepared and I am ready. I'll be at the side of my champions. As you know, they are world champions. And I will merely be there as the guiding light, as an observer. Actually, Captain Lou Albano doesn't even have to be in that ring. My 2 champions they have such a combined effort that they alone could beat any men in the world, any 3, any 4, any 5. And you must remember that it is one man at a time in that ring. So therefore, they have the stamina, the endurance, the agility, the ability, and the speed to defeat anyone, any 3, any 4, any 5.
Notwithstanding, Mr. Albano, the skills, the extraordinary skills of Ivan
Well,
Putski
let's talk
and
about
Pat
Putski,
Patterson.
let's talk about Papa, let's talk about the freak of nature, Andre the Giant. Andre, you're a big freak of nature. You're over 480 pounds, you're 7'5", but you're slow. And I believe you're lacking in intestinal fortitude. Guts, brother. I don't think you've got it.
Lou Albano, tag team title.
Well, I guess the World Wide Wrestling Federation is trying to prove something or pull trickery on the captain. It wasn't to be a title match, as you stated, but it is a title match now, but I don't care. We're champions, and we're ready, and for the 10th time, the captain has controlled the world champions, the tag team champions. This is a record in itself. And now we're going in there against Andre the Giant, that freak of nature, and the former World Wide Wrestling champion, Pedro Morales. Well, I'm confident, I'm ready, I'm contemplating a tough time, but I'll assure you of a victory.
Combination of Samoans, and some people said it could never be done, Lou Albano.
Well, it's been done. Here they are, the champions once again, and we're up against the top competition. You got that young punk, pretty-faced punk Tony Garea, and his partner, Rick Martel. Well, let me tell you something. We want the best. because we like to prove that we are the best. We are champions. We'll take on all comers. So when you give us the top contenders, we're ready. We have the speed, we have the power, we have the agility, we have the Albano combination. We got the winning combination. I'm ready. They're ready. Are you ready, punk? Are you ready, punk? The captain's always ready. I know my ability. I know what I can do. I know my managerial abilities, and I know my champions will always be ready. They've got continuity. That's a word that you don't understand. It means togetherness. C-O-N-G-U-I-T-Y. Continuity means togetherness, means readiness. It means a combined effort. Stop kicking, punk.
Lou Albano, along with the Samoans Alpha and Sika, with their...
Tony Gurria is actually, you might as well call him a man without a country. He was cast aside by his former partner, Larry Zbyszko, and now he's trying to team up with Andre, and I don't believe that Andre, he's just a reject. A downright reject. I know you're a former champion, Gurria, but I don't have too much respect for you, but I do have a score to settle. There's a few things I have to settle with you. So I'm looking forward to this match. We're not going to concentrate actually on Andre. We know the man's great size and strength. But I feel you're more in our ballpark, brother. I feel that we can prove we can actually perhaps frighten Andre a little by working on Tony Gurria and rid wrestling once and for all of this baby-face, disgusting punk. I don't like guys with a smooth-looking face without marks on their face. They don't remind me of a man. When I see a man, I want to see a man with a nose like that and a head like that. And that's how you're going to look. You see my head? That's a sample of what's going to happen to you, Tony Gurria. And Andre, you big freak of nature, I wish you were here right now so I could tell you, Andre, what I think of you. You got that, you big freak of nature? That's what he is, a big freak of nature.
All right, Mr. Albano. The tag team combination of Samoans seem to be gelling once again. They seem to have some momentum going.
Continuity.
Seems to me, however, that all it takes is one bit of faltering. If, again, they lack some in confidence, and I know it must be tough to get them back up after having lost the tag team.
No, it's not tough. That's the maker of a champion. When you can come right back up, come up off the street, you're a street fighter. When you can get up and you can fight and you can bite and you can absorb punishment and absorb pain and go on to victory. When you've got the guts, the intestinal fortitude, and the ability to carry on. And when you got the guiding light, Captain Lou Albano, filming matches in your corner, directing my troops into combat. That shows a champion. We will get beaten on a given day. It'll never happen again. We're now on a road to come back. We're ready. I'm ready. They're ready. You're ready. We're all
right, Lou Albano's ready now.
Along with the Samoans.
Well, let me tell you, we're going to take the Big Apple by storm, baby. They're in for a big surprise because for the first time, they're going to get their eyes on these Samoans. They're going to see these Samoans. They're not going to believe it. Throwback to Neanderthal man, the one and only Samoans, brother. New world champions. They're going to be new world champions that night. But I'm upset. Yes, I don't care about the belt. I don't care about anything, Patterson. You've got my mind confused. You've got me frustrated, and I'm out to hurt. You say I'm this, you say I'm that, you said I'm not a wrestler. Well, I'm going to prove, without the shadow of a doubt, in Madison Square Garden, that I, Captain Lou Albano, can not only hurt you, can not only beat you, but can cripple you for life. I'm going to make a vow to this. I will stake my reputation as a manager that you will not walk out of that ring. You will not. You'll be carried out, you bum punk. Pooh! Pooh!
Captain Lou Albano.
Bruno!
Thank you for your time,
Ciao,
Mr.
Bambino.
Lou Albano and...
Mr. Albano?
First of all, McMahon, I believe it'll be a double celebration. As I said, the six-man tag team is going to be very interesting. The only defect I can find is I don't feel that Andre, he is basically an individual. And I feel in a combined effort, he's not able to relate to Mattel and Gurria. Mattel and Gurria, yes, they're a fine combination. They do have the continuity. But I think Andre will be a hindrance and a thorn in their side.
Well, let's also face it, Mr. Albano, that you were certainly less reluctant to sign for this match
yes,
when you heard of Andre's recent injury.
Definitely anyone would. Well, of course, I heard of the injury.
100%.
So they claim, but once a man has an injury, he more or less will favor that. And I do feel that working with the Moondog for some time now, that we'll have definitely the continuity, the togetherness. We'll be ready. We'll be perhaps a little quicker, perhaps a little more trickery. We've had more time to iron this out. And we know that Andre has a leg fracture. It was a compounded ankle injury. They had to place pins and so forth. They say it will be 100%. They claim, but I still think mentally they'll be on Andre's mind. And I'm going to do several things to go for that leg. I'm not going to hold back. I will stand here right now and tell you I'm going for Andre's leg. But I'd like to talk about
Thank you for your time,
King
Mr. Albano.
Lou Albano, of your Moondog combination.
Yes, and as you said, it's a very, very busy night, and I feel that we're giving Greer and Mattel the golden opportunity. We're right here. We're not refusing. We're not being evasive. We're ready for them. We want them, and this is the opportunity right here. But I'd like to get back to the main event. When you come out here and you listen to Bruno Sammartino talk, you're not going to question the fact that Bruno Sammartino has to go down as one of the greatest of all time. Yes, we respect this, but has Bruno Sammartino still got it? Is Bruno Sammartino still the Bruno Sammartino of the past? Has he still got the endurance, the ability? Yes, he looks good. Yeah, but he seems to have a quirk. He seems to have a doubt. In his voice, I detect a kind of a fear. He says Moscow's a little bigger. Moscow's a little tougher. Perhaps Moscow's a little stronger. King Kong. What an unbelievable combination. The awesome size of a Big John Studd, Sergeant Slaughter, and a combined 617 pounds of the Samoans, and with the brilliant brain of the Grand Wizard and Captain Lou Albano. Unbelievable, unbeatable combination. Look at these throwbacks to Neanderthal man, these complete savages. Look at What have you got to say, McMahon? It's an awesome sight to look at these four super giants and realize that they're going in the ring against, is it Tito Santana, Andre the Giant, and whoever else? I don't really care, but look at this. This is merely a sample of
Andre the Giant.
Well, Vince McMahon, I feel that this is an opportunity of a lifetime to be in against perhaps the greatest athlete in the world today, Andre the Giant. If you can go in, he is undefeated as of now. So any human being that can go in that ring and defeat Andre in the biggest arena in the world, Madison Square Garden, the Big Apple, the name will travel throughout the annals of wrestling history. He will definitely have a title shot. He'll got to go down as the world's greatest athlete. And only a man, a freak of nature, a superhuman athlete, a throwback to Neanderthal man, a wild savage, Alpha, Malo,
Alpha, Sika, Samoan 3, Lou Albano.
No, Alpha and Samula. Sika, where's Sika? Surprise, surprise. I can either have Alpha, or I can either have Samula, or I can either have Sika at any time. So don't say who it. I'll decide the last minute who will be in that ring. But take a look at these two super giants. And you know they've got the combined effort because they are a tag team, so we've got a little in our favor. And I believe that in a battle royal such as this, which is so dangerous because you've got the greatest wrestlers in the world today, many of them weighing well over 300 pounds, so it's just enough to get in that ring. You've got to be very, very evasive and watch out that you're not crippled for life. So I believe it's a dangerous encounter, but I do...
Manager Louis Albano, however, there was some question as to Mr. Snooker's tactics.
Well, to his tactics, and do we have to deal with these referees in New York State? I mean, this is the second time that we humiliated, humbled, and defeated Jimmy Snooker. Now I've been challenged to a steel cage match in Madison Square Garden. They claim that Jimmy Snooker, you've got to go through the door. In other words, they're saying that Jimmy Snooker can fly over the top rope. Yes, he can fly. He can fly like an American eagle. The man can fly right out of the ring. So I've accepted. I was not reluctant to sign. I know the ability. I know the agility. I know what Jimmy Snooker is capable of doing. I am ready. We will prove, without the shadow of a doubt, that Jimmy Snooker, Superfly, is our champion.
Thank you for joining us, Lou Albano.
To try to destroy the captain's hopes and dreams. Now they put Ivan Putski, Jimmy Superfly Snooker, and Rocky Johnson, a very formidable combination, against the captain. They made one mistake. Against the captain's crew. Alpha and Sika, the tag team champions of the world, and their stablemate, the Intercontinental Champion, Don Morocco, and all the captain's men. So therefore, the continuity is involved, togetherness, teamwork. We are thoroughly prepared. We are ready. We feel we have the upper hand because of our agility, our size, our power, the captain filming in entirety, our continuity, our viciousness, our ferociousness. We've got Don Morocco in our corner with us. We're unbeatable, tough. Yes, we contemplate trouble. We will be victorious.
Well, Mr. Albano, notwithstanding the importance of the six-man tag team matchup, if we may also interject this, if we may interject the importance of the return of indeed an individual appropriately known as an animal to Madison Square Garden is George the Animal Steele is set to take on Jay Strong.
George the Animal Steele is one of a kind. He is a man that is so ferocious and so the fury within his heart, within his body, within his soul comes out when he's in that ring. The man is never duplicated, or he's imitated but never duplicated, but he's one of a kind. He's a throwback from Neanderthal man. He possesses a 23-inch neck. You can notice the ruffles that lie at the base of his skull, the deep embedded eyes, the high cheekbones, the facial expression.
Mr. Albano getting himself ready to prepare for the tag team matchup is Mr. Morocco, your tag team partner, meeting the Superfly Snuka and Arnold Skolin.
Well, first of all, I heard the last minute that, as I said, Buddy Rogers pulled out. You say he's hurt. The fans know he's not hurt. They know he's merely a yellow-back, sleazy, slimy Buddy Rogers. So he whispered he got together with Arnold Skolin, perhaps feeling that Skolin was in the best condition of his life because he knew, Buddy Rogers, that Skolin trains daily with Bob Backlund. Now I've got a job on my hands, but the way I was going to handle Buddy Rogers, Arnold Skolin, look out. I am ready, thoroughly prepared.
Louis Albano. Our guest now, ladies and gentlemen, World Wrestling Federation champion Bob Backlund. Mr. Backlund preparing for this Monday night.
I'm not done. I want to get out here and keep talking. You don't cut me off. I want to talk about the six-man tag team. I want to talk about my Samoans. Yes, it was my fault that the Samoans lost the match. Yes, I made a mistake. I hit my man accidentally. All right.
Lou Albano in his commentary. Captain Louis Albano, a very busy man on this night in Madison Square Garden, representing the Samoans in the six-man matchup against Atlas, Jones, and Johnson.
Well, first of all, the Samoans, it was my fault. I actually caused Tony Atlas ducked, and I hit my own man, Afa. It was my fault, my problem. I didn't know what to do, but they've given me forgiveness. Now you're going to see an even more infuriated team. You're going to see a team that has a goal, nothing to destroy. They're going to take out their fury on Atlas, on Johnson, on any men in the world today. 6 men, 10 men, 12 men.
You yourself
cannot be touched. Shut up, dummy. All right, get back to me. Now they took that slimy Buddy Rogers, the man without a heart, and with a yellow streak down his back, he pulled out.
He's injured.
Yeah, injured. You say, they say. I don't care about injured. Arnold Skolin, a well-trained, well-conditioned athlete. He's in the prime of condition, training 3 to 4 times a week with champion Bob Backlund. All right, Skolin, I'm still there. I didn't pull out. I'm in that ring with one intent, to hurt, to maim, to cripple, and to rid wrestling of all the punks like Arnold Skolin. Jimmy Snuka, you look out too.
Against S.D. Jones, against the likes of Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas.
Well, it's a fine combination, but when you're talking about an S.D. Jones and Rocky Johnson and what is it, Tony Atlas, you're talking about simpletons. You're talking about athletes with fine bodies and fine physiques and wrestling knowledge, but they don't have it upstairs. They're lacking in mental powers, and this is so vital. As you know, in professional wrestling, Vince, it's a thinking man's sport. Professional wrestler, to be a great professional wrestler, you've got to be not only a great athlete, but a brilliant strategist, and you've got to have that leverage in the ring. This we possess. We also have the captain. We are ready. We're thoroughly prepared.
Thank you for joining us, Louis Albano, along with Afa, Sika, Samu, all 3 of the Samoans.
The Superfly.
Well, that's one of the reasons I believe we have perhaps a slight advantage, having the Superfly and the combined effort of Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito. A battle royal is such a dangerous encounter because you've got the greatest athletes in the world today in that ring. Men that weigh well over 250, 300 pounds. 18 men, and it's a lucrative encounter, $10,000 in a battle royal. It's dangerous because a slight mismovement, and there's so many men in that ring and so much poundage holding that the ring has to be reinforced, and it's very, very dangerous. But being together, having the combined effort, the continuity, I believe that with my 2 champions and Mr. Fuji, we will be victorious.
We thank you for your time. Mr. Fuji, Mr. Saito, along with Captain Louis Albano.
And in tag team action against Nature Boy Buddy Rogers and Superfly Snuka.
You know, Vince McMahon Jr., when you talk about New York City, I consider this my hometown because I'm New York City born and raised, brother. L.A. used to be my home, but New York's my home now. And I'm right there in the Big Apple. I am thoroughly prepared. Buddy Rogers, look out. Jimmy Snuka, be ready.
Morocco.
Is that what Rogers is singing?
Yeah.
It says LA's mine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more. He remembers when he used to stroll down the old garden. He remembers when them crickety old knees used to snap down the aisle and they used to roar for him. But look at the captain. Look what the captain's done. Look.
The most unusual looking creature, perhaps, Luis Albano, in all of professional sports.
Why don't you knock it off? What do you call him a creature for? Call him a person. Call him a people. The animal is a people. Are you a people? Well, he's a people. And let me tell you something. I listened to Bob Backlund. Hey, boy! I heard you whispering, whining, like a little Mickey Mouse kid. You're kind of scared, ain't you? Because you know this is not college wrestling. This is not chicken wing suplex, figure four step over toe hold. This is downright brawling, fighting. This is downright you got to win. Got to hurt. Got to put the hurt on them. Understand that? And the people here gonna do it. People. Tell them what you're gonna do, people. Hey. People gonna do it. Hey. Gonna get out and hurt the boy. Gonna cripple him. Yeah. Then I wanna go and celebrate. I want all the fans to step out with the captain. And I want you to honor, respect the new worldwide.
And the nature boy, Buddy Rogers.
What humiliation. You know, Vince McMahon, I'm so elated and so proud and so happy to be right in the backyard of Jimmy Snuka and Buddy Rogers. They're permanent residents. And we came right to them, right to their backyard fighting grounds. Now, Buddy Rogers, I mentioned before, I've got a score to settle for you for what you did to the captain with Jimmy Snuka.
Listen to the words. Listen to the words flow out of the mouth of the captain. Listen to him flow, but take the camera into close on his face.
Get a look at
Get a close-up of the captain's face.
Get a look at
He talks like pearls. The words fall out of his mouth like pearls. But in that face, have all the sins and evil of mankind all across that face. The captain is a sick man. Buddy Rogers has made a big mistake. Jimmy Snuka, you've done nothing but go down since you left the captain. You show him how sick you are, Captain. You're a sick man. You think he's well? Do you think I'm well? You think they're going to be well when we're finished? You're a sick man.
Vince McMahon Jr., what an awesome combination. Men that weigh well over 300 pounds. Take a look at Sam. Well, you can call him anything you want. Sambu. But look at the man. Look at Afa. Look at Sika. This is a young 300-pound, 6'4" animal that is untamable. Now, we understand that Jimmy Snuka and Andre the Giant and Ivan Putski are a very, very, very formidable, favorable combination that we've got to reckon with them, that they are tough. But have they got the continuity, the teamwork? These are the world champions and their younger Samoan partner. Well, what do you want?
Thank you for your time. Lou Albano, along with Alpha, Sika, and Samuela.
So good. First of all, when I listen to this Rocky Johnson, meek, mealy-mouthed little punk come out here and he humbly says, looks for excuses, claims that there's interference, that this happened, that happened, that this time, brother, I'm going to come out and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this here, Morocco, you're just nothing. In my book, you're just a nothing, Rocket Johnson. The time has come. You've tried to prove it time in and time out, and to no avail. The Intercontinental Champion is still the magnificent Morocco. Now, once again, we've given you the opportunity. Let's not hear excuses. Let's not blame the captain. Let's not blame this punk. Let's not blame the fans. You get in there, brother. Get down and boogie. Get down and get it all together.
If I may have a word with you. Indeed, this Monday night, you're a very, very busy man.
Yes, I am.
Not only Morocco.
Offer and Sika.
Meeting individual competition.
Individual competition, and basically, I'm in against, it is the Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Yes, I've chosen one of his own brothers, one of his own kind, a Polynesian brother, to inflict a wound and then to drop salt upon the cut and to make you suffer and pain. My brother, Jimmy Snuka. Jimmy Snuka, look out, brother. Jimmy Snuka, pain. Jimmy Snuka, hurt. Jimmy Snuka, main.
Albano, indeed, along.
And undoubtedly, Mr. Albano, this is what you're putting all of your hopes on. It's been some time since you managed a World Wrestling Federation champion, but certainly you've got a good chance in managing another one here in King Kong, Moscow.
This is what I've hoped. This is what I've dreamed for. This is what I've waited for. And Bob Backlund, look out. This is the moment of truth. King Kong Moscow, the next Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion of the world.
Lou Albano, along with King Kong Moscow, Mr. Louis Albano.
City, born and raised, brother. Put New York City on the map. You heard Bob Backlund out here, meek and humble. Come out, tell you how great King Kong is. Tell you how worried he is. Tell you I'm worried about King Kong Moscow. I know the man is big. I know the man is strong. Backlund, you're already beaten, baby. Tell him, King Kong. Tell him. Go ahead.
I smell excitement in the air. New York, New York. Ha ha. I'm like the worm that's gonna get right into the apple, and it's gonna go down rotten. Backlund, I watched the monitor. You're scared stiff. You talk about me like I'm somebody up above. Well, I am. Because when King Kong Moscow, all 6'5", 320 pounds of him, walks into Madison Square Gardens, I demand nothing but respect, and respect I shall expect from you when I put that belt around my waist.
New York City, born and raised, baby. King. First of all, Buddy Rogers, you come out here and you're smiling, you're smirking, you're talking about dealing with your wits. But when it comes to dealing with cunning, brother, you're only dealing with a half a deck. But let me tell you this, Jimmy Snooker, you came out here, you've made your statements, you've got together with your sleazy new manager, Buddy Rogers, and now in Madison Square Garden, I've got a chance to avenge, to rectify myself, to show the fans, all my many fans out there, how honest, how loyal, how true I've been, because righteousness will out in the end. And I will be the victor. I wouldn't get in that ring thinking that I can match you as a wrestler, or match you with your skills, or match your wrestling ability. But I also have a game plan. I am man enough to get in there because I have a game plan. I've been advised by my good friend Freddie Blassie what to do. I trained you. I took you from a jungle rabbit. I had you swinging from trees, and I taught you everything you know. I walked you with a leash for 3 years. You're dealing with the brain of an imbecile, the brain of an ant, baby, and I am ready. I am thoroughly prepared. I've been advised by Freddie Blassie and Ray Stevens what to do, how to do it. Surprise, surprise. Jimmy Snooker, you've got a lesson to learn. You and that sleazy manager, Buddy Rogers, the man that twisted and warped your mind. I took you from a nothing, swinging from tree to tree. I capped you. I brought you around with a leash for 3 years just to train you, to teach you, and then I released you. You're nothing but an imbecile savage. You're a liar. You claim that I've done all these things. You're a filthy, downright liar. But it wasn't enough to humiliate me. To humiliate me here, yes, wasn't enough. What you did, signing with a Buddy Rogers, getting together against the captain. So I guess what Freddie Blassie and Ray Stevens and myself did to you here did not teach you a lesson. But now I am ready. I am prepared. I have trained. I've got a secret. I've got a plan. I'll be there.
Your guest referee, Pat Patterson, to comment, Lou Albano.
Well, basically, Pat Patterson was chosen by Bob Backlund, and I believe if you had anything to do with it, I don't really know. But I wasn't thrilled about that fact. But I believe that against all odds, we will truly prove that the Superfly is the greatest athlete in the world today. And as you know, Bob Backlund is no one to be taken lightly. The man has more than proved himself for some 4.5 years as a great champion. And to beat Bob Backlund would put the name of Superfly, the Superfly throughout the annals of wrestling history as the greatest legend of all time. A man standing 6 foot tall, 6'1", weighing some 252 pounds, that has the ability, the agility, the intestinal fortitude. Look at the body of this man. The pectoris major, the latissimus dorsi, deltoids, biceps, triceps, the lats, the thighs, the calves, the eyes, the look, the will to win, the look of determination. Bob Backlund, champion, former champion, ex-champion. Look out. We defeated you before. We're ready again right here, Nassau Coliseum. This time, not enough to beat, not enough to maim, not enough to cripple, but got to hurt, permanent damage to former champion Bob Backlund. Have you got it, punk? Have you got it, punk? Have you got it?
Why am I coming? Why am I getting down? Ask the captain. The captain has a very evil mind. The captain is a sick person. Look at this face. Look at that. Look at this face. Is this a feature of normal man? Is he a normal man? You think with him and I together, you think there's going to be chaos? You think you've seen trouble before? You think you've seen sick people? He's teaching me how to be sick. He's teaching me how to be nuts. And when I get nuts, Backlund. Of course he's so smart. After I get nuts, Backlund. After I get nuts, Backlund.
The first manager, in a moment,
Always don't go through a big ordeal. Buddy Rogers, you're very well balanced. Soft in the brain and soft in the middle. Don't take my hat off that. And soft in the middle. I'm going to wait, buddy, for you to be in that ring. And I'll pounce in on you, brother. I'm waiting. You. Let's see what you can do, Buddy Rogers. Well, I beg your pardon, but I would like to say this was reversed, and on occasion you do come through with some brilliant strategy and some brilliant statements. When you claim that the captain is truly a brilliant strategist, knowing that for some 13 times I have had tag team champions, and I intend to remain with that record. I intend to stay if I can possibly improve it, but I believe that these men will be champions until we decide to retire the museum to our museum in Tokyo.
Albano, you said that once before, only for Strongbow's Jay and Jules to defeat Mr. Fuji.
Well, I felt that there was a little mix-up in that previous encounter, but I feel now we've got that ironed out, and I believe with the captain's tutelage and the captain's guidance and my instant replay filming, I've paid some $17,000 for an instant replay that I can read back a match within a matter of seconds, knowing, looking for weaknesses, watching while my men are actually in that ring, actually wrestling at the time. Within a matter of seconds, I can relay the message to them and tell them what they're doing wrong. So I believe with this strategy and with the captain's mind and my great brilliance, I believe I'm definitely confident. It'll be tough. Yes, it'll be tough because you're up against the greatest athletes and wrestlers in the world today, the worldwide. It's an unbelievable combination, and it's an unbelievable combination that we're going up against. When you talk about the Strongbow brothers, you're talking about top-notches, men that are right at the threshold of a championship match, but they're not able to capitalize on it. I guess they don't know how to do it, how to go about it. And then you've got that freak of nature, that one-of-a-kind, a man that stands 7'5" or 7'4" and weighs some 480 or 90 pounds. We've got to be concerned, but I feel that Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito and Big Blackjack Mulligan are just a little quicker, just a little better, just a little more intestinal fortitude, and just a little more of Captain Lou Albano. Thank you for your time.
That's perhaps the big difference altogether, Lou Albano being the difference, thus perhaps spelling doom for Fuji Saito, an awful lot of meaning for you.
Well, I believe this could be a first. We can have a double celebration. We can take Pedro Morales once again. We can win the Intercontinental belt, and then to go on and defeat Bob Backlund all inside of 1 week. Actually, be the first human being, and it's not impossible because, as you know, this man is I use the word lightly, a freak of nature. I mean it in the highest esteem. The man is something. He's a phenom. He's something special. It can be done, and it can be done by this man right here with the captain.
Joining forces with huge Blackjack Mulligan, and in a six-man tag team match, Lou Albano, you have to have so much continuity, as you well know. You have to work just like one cohesive unit, and many would say that Andre the Giant, along with his partners, the Strongbow brothers, have an advantage.
No, they don't, because they don't have the continuity. Andre is basically an individual wrestler. Most of his matches have been done that way. But Blackjack Mulligan has been used to a three-man combat in that ring, six-man combination, 3 and 3. So I feel that Fuji, with the being the master of guidance in that ring, and his intelligence, and with the knowledge of martial arts of Mr. Saito, and then having this big 6'9" Blackjack Mulligan, who is one of a kind we've seen right here on TV, when you actually X out what the man is capable of doing, and we know what he can do with that powerful fist, the hand of his. He's proved it. As a combined effort, I believe it's going to be devastating. I contemplate trouble, of course. Anytime Andre's in there, you've got to have trouble. Andre is the greatest athlete in the world today, alone. But as a combined effort, I believe he'll be confused.
Will be Lou Albano and Mr. Snooker.
Well, I guess I don't have to remind the fans, Vince McMahon, that I was there in Philadelphia, and we all know what happened. As I always claim, I film my matches in entirety, and Bob Backlund chose to sign for return encounter. Well, fine, that's all right with us. We have this S.D. Jones as a special referee. We're so confident now. I shouldn't say overconfident, because Bob Backlund is a great champion, but we feel we've got Backlund on a run. We are thoroughly prepared, thoroughly ready. We've gone into our training program. We definitely spotted a weakness. As you know, in a previous encounter, I was there at ringside.
Indeed.
Very rarely. I was there at ringside, filming, taking notes, watching, and I definitely detected a definite weakness in Bob Backlund, and I will use this to his disadvantage, and we will be the next champions.
We thank you for your time, Lou Albano, along with the Superfly. Truly a phenomenal athlete.
What are you hopeful of happening on that occasion?
What I'm hopeful of happening, it has to be so frustrating for Pedro Morales. He actually had to attack me in a previous encounter. The man was so frustrated and keyed up and didn't know what to do. Once again, to be humiliated before all his many, many fans, came out into the ring of Madison Square Garden, some 23,000 people seeing Pedro Morales once again going down in defeat. But that wasn't enough, Morales. You Mexican pepper belly, you. That wasn't enough. All right. This time, I'm giving Jimmy Snuka orders not only to defeat, but to maim and to cripple a Pedro Morales.
Ivan Putski, guest referee.
Yes, Ivan Putski, guest referee. I didn't want this, but I've accepted. That's how confident I am in my champion. To maim, to cripple. Pedro Morales.
With Lou Albano, I assume that the $5,000 appearance bond has been posted?
I was not reluctant to put up the $5,000 because it's assured that the Superfly will be there. Let's talk about the match, though. Tony Gurria. Tony Gurria, as we all know, is a 7-time former tag team or 6-time former tag team champion. Tony Gurria is a great wrestler in his own right. A man weighs some 242 pounds and stands 6'2". But Tony Gurria, to the captain, is a punk. He's a baby-faced punk, and I want him to look like the captain. I want you to have a face like this, like the captain. So I'm going to give the Superfly the order to maim, to cripple, and to hurt you. Punk.
Lou Albano's commentary. Jimmy Snuka and Mr. Albano, 1 week from tonight, could be your crowning moment of glory.
Well, I am sure. I hope it will be. I don't want to come out here and be too overconfident, but even you respect the fact that Jimmy Snuka is the finest athlete in the world today. One look at this man's body, standing 6'1", weighing some 252 pounds, knowing his great athletic ability, what the man can do from the top rope, going up onto that rope and diving some 10, 12 feet into the air, and landing on a man, pouncing on a rendering him helpless. But let's get away from all that. Let's talk about Bob Backlund. Let's talk about the most prestigious belt in the world today, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation belt that is so wanted, so known, renowned throughout the world, so lucrative as far as financial rewards. The belt, it's unbelievable. It can bring to the captain joy, happiness, money, everything I've always wanted. It'll be a great honor to have Jimmy Snuka, the Superfly, the next Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion. I believe it's going to be tough. I believe it's going to be rough. I believe it's going to be a tough, grueling encounter. I don't know how long it'll go. I'm hoping, I'm contemplating, I'm filming, I'm watching. We're looking for a weakness.
All right,
Mr.
Snuka,
it's not easy.
Mr. Snuka, what kind of champion do you feel you'll...
Never mind, I do the talking. Thank
you for your time. Lou Albano and the Superfly, Jimmy Snuka. And this, ladies and... Lou Albano may not be laughing after this Monday night in Madison Square Garden because Pedro Morales is ready at almost a 100% capacity physically to meet Superfly Snuka.
Wait a minute, Junior. Give yourself a chance. Let me tell you something. I filmed the match in entirety, and I felt so good and so proud to be at the side of Jimmy Snuka when I saw him come up on the top rope and come down and pounce upon the body of Pedro Morales, the man helpless, rendering him helpless in the middle of that ring. I looked at the face of Pedro Morales, crying, tears in his eyes from pain, the pity in his eyes. I actually almost felt sorry for Pedro Morales. Will you listen to me? I guess it wasn't enough, Morales. I guess you've got the guts, you've got the intestinal fortitude. You signed for the match. You were not reluctant to sign, but now, and only now, we'll put a final finish to your career and gain the Intercontinental belt.
Lou Albano along with Superfly Snuka.
I feel so good and so proud and so fine to be at the side of the next Intercontinental Champion, the one and only Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Pedro Morales, yes, I was there merely as the guiding light, as the director of ammunition.
Pedro Morales is ribs bruised. He's very, very fortunate that nothing was broken. Very fortunate.
Well, we tried to break, but to no avail. But this time, we tried to break, and I, the guiding light, said to Jimmy Snuka, onto the top rope, and some 16 feet into the air, and pounced on Pedro Morales and bruised, merely bruised through luck ribs. I wanted a break. I wanted to hear the pop of those bones and the flesh crawl through the creaking of those bones. I wanted to hear it, Morales, but now you jump like cucaracha. Tu te puertorriqueña, para que pasa. En puertorriqueña, debe. Tu, Pedro Morales. Now you're finished, amigo. Okay, baby. I'm ready for any kind of action.
Lou Albano and Superfly Snuka, and perhaps the Superfly, and I wonder if we could have a word with you because this is no doubt.
No, I don't want the Superfly to... Don't say a word. I'll do the talking for the Superfly. In fact, don't ever do that again. Don't ever try to go over my head. I am the manager of the Superfly. I do the talking for the Superfly, and I do the negotiating for the Superfly, and I train the Superfly. I have my trainer
in your own words,
the Superfly.
Exactly what do you know that this means to Mr. Snuka, this opportunity?
This opportunity for Mr. Snooker is the opportunity of a lifetime. It's the opportunity to be so prestigious, to be world-renowned, to be world-known, so lucrative financially, so lucrative for the captain, something that is unheard of in the annals of wrestling history. This is one of a kind. It's an opportunity that we waited for. We are prepared. We are ready. We are thoroughly trained. The captain is guiding. I am tutelaging. I am watching.
Mr. Snooker faces Bob Backlund.
He is ready.
Saturday night, July 31.
We're ready for this match.
Jimmy Snooker didn't happen last Monday night like you thought it was going to.
Well, I said one thing. I said, first of all, let's talk about Morales. We'll talk about Morales. I said, you were a stepping stone, and that you are, because we're looking for the match. We know what happened in Madison Square Garden last Monday night. We know that the champion was cowardly and ran through the steel cage door. I didn't understand the stipulations. I thought it was a fight to the death in the middle of that ring, but the champion ran. But we're right on his tail, right on his back. Now we've cornered him in the Nassau Coliseum, just as good, New York City, prestige, Nassau Coliseum, and this time we're going to put a finish to Bob Backlund, the champion.
So, Mr. Albano, you are somewhat unrelenting, as the case may be.
Unrelenting, we're following, we're hot on the champion's trail, we are ready, we are thoroughly prepared. Jimmy Snooker's the best condition of his life. He's ready to go, he's ready to move, he's looking, he can taste, he can feel.
Thank you for your time, Lou Albano, and apparently Mr. Snooker will have another opportunity at Mr. Backlund's World Wrestling Federation title. Snooker here with his manager, Louis Albano.
Let's have a recall. We all know what happened. The first encounter, Jimmy Snooker, off the top rope, up into the air, boom, had Bob Backlund, were you there? Had Bob Backlund carried out, for the first time, carried out to the streets of New York, out of Madison Square Garden.
On a stretcher.
Okay, on a stretcher. Second encounter, once again, humiliating, maiming, hurting the ribs, again, hurting and crippling Bob Backlund. Were you there? Once again.
You're right.
Now, a steel cage match. For the first time, the rules have been stipulated. The man must go through the door, not over the... Okay, fine. Through the steel cage match. Do you know the danger of a steel cage match? What can happen to the body of a man as he's run up against the wire mesh? How it can cut into the human flesh? How you can actually taste it and smell the flesh of a man running against it? You know what can happen? And do you realize what can happen to Bob Backlund as Jimmy Snooker Superfly climbs up some 15 feet to the top of the steel cage and it flies up into the air and pounces upon Bob Backlund? Do you realize what could happen to the mutilated body of Bob Backlund in the Big Apple, Madison Square Garden? Do you know what can happen? Do you, dummy? Do you know what can happen, Bob Backlund? Do you realize the severity of this contest?
Along with, I guess, a very happy Lou Albano.
It's a very happy Lou Albano. If you remember some time ago, McMahon, I did predict that it would be for the 11th time, and here it is again. My prediction came true. The 11th time, Captain Lou Albano was a proud manager of the tag team champions of the world. Now I vowed that I would take on all comers. I said I would do this. You heard me make that statement. Here it comes. Dominic DeNucci, and who is his partner? I signed a contract and I don't even recall. I mean, I've been so flooded with offers to take on the Moondogs. Want to get in there. They want that big money. That's very lucrative to be a tag team champion. They want the match, and I'll sign with anyone. S.D. Jones, yes, the Mud Turtle. Anyone in the world today, we will accept. Right now, we'll issue a challenge to any team in the world today. The Moondogs will defend successfully their belts, and I can stake my reputation on it.
All right, we thank you very much for your time, Mr.
King, notice, King, very pleased with his face, look at the smile.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Rex and King, the Moondogs, the newly crowned tag team champion, Lou Albano. Mr. Albano, Tony Garea and Rick Martel fought long and hard, perhaps an uphill battle all the way, but in the end they became tag team champions. They brought something to the tag team championship you have not been able to bring, despite the numerous times in which you've held the championship in your grasp. We refer to dignity.
Merely in the eyes of jerks like yourself, that you respect that as dignity. I have taken a tag team championship and elevated it to the heights of, it's unknown all over the world. I've made the belt so prestigious that every tag team combination in the world today would love to come here and have the captain guide them on to victory, knowing that I am the maker of champions. Now, I'm going to make this interview a little different. I'm going to have this a question and answer program. You stand there like a dummy at times. Ask me a few questions. I'm not here to yell. I'm not here to shout.
What type of tag team champions do you feel Rex and King will make, considering the influence that they will make on the American youth of today?
The type of champions that all young youth out, the young kids out there, the little young punks can look up to. They can say, I'd like to be a dog. I'd like to be a dog in the street. Dogs, come on out. All the young punks can look up to them. Say, maybe I can be that way. Maybe I can stomp and bite and kick and learn that the right way is to win. Doesn't matter how you win, but you've got to win. Go out hurt, maim, cripple. If you had more kids doing that, maybe they wouldn't hang around pool rooms. They might be out knocking somebody's brains in. You got it? They might be out knocking somebody's brains.
We've got it. Thank you very much. Rick? No.
Captain Louis Albano. Mr. Albano?
Ben McMahon, it's going to be unbelievable. I mean, I'd pay to see that myself. But as far as Pat Patterson, I'm going to have a double celebration. Number one, my Moondogs will be victorious, and I'm going to be there, and I'm going to witness that, and I'm going to gloat and howl and yell. But Pat Patterson, I tricked Patterson into this match. I wanted the match. I went into the ring last time. I frustrated the man. I had him emotionally disturbed. I ran, I hid, I out of the ring, in the ring. Yes, I did, with one intent, knowing that Pat Patterson would want me, would beg the commissioner, and would sign for a match with Captain Lou Albano. As you know, some months ago, I was humiliated right here on TV land before my many, many fans by Pat Patterson. Now, and only now, will I prove that Captain Lou Albano is truly a living legend. Revenge!
Lou Albano with high aspirations.
Some question about the capabilities of the captain. They said, Captain, are you ready? They said, Captain, are you well-groomed and well-trained? They said, Captain, do you have the ability? I said, yes, I'm ready, baby. And I said, Tony Atlas, I said, come on, boy. I said, listen here, brother.
Oh, no, we're not. I'm sorry, Mr. Albano. We're not going to go along with this. Mr. Fuji, it seems to me that with us, Lou Albano.
Junior, you didn't have to mention names. You just had to say 18 of the finest athletes in the world today in a battle royal. Very dangerous. Got to be ready at all times. And what is the prize, the grand finale, the lotto, the Mickey Mouse, the sweepstakes? Bob Backlund's title. That's it, brother. I'm ready. They're ready. Are you ready? Will you be there? Will you watch it?
Lou Albano, if ever there were 5 men in pro wrestling that are considered the most rugged, 5 men that could oppose an equally great combination, it's yours.
Yes, and as I said, I've got to have respect for Andre the Giant, Jimmy Snuka, who I so despise, and the two Indians, the Strongbow brothers, and also Pedro Morales, a former champion. I stress that point, former. But up against this awesome combination of the magnificent champion, Don Morocco, one of a kind, often imitated but never duplicated, and against the Samoans, and Crippler Ray Stevens, and Mr. Fuji. This is an awesome combination that is, as I said, they have so much continuity, togetherness, to be a combined effort. And with the maker of champions, Captain Lou Albano, knowing all about tag team combinations, I do contemplate a victory. This is perhaps a first in Baltimore, a 5-10-man tag team combination. 5 and 5.
Superfly.
Well, of course, it's a known fact that Ivan Putski is a muscle-bound freak of nature, but the man definitely cannot extend his arms fully because he does not have the ligament, the power, or whatever you call it. He's not even a bodybuilder. He's a weightlifter and a bodybuilder combined, and he's a short, fat frog. In other words, the man is a half-wit with the brain of an ant. Now, I believe that the one and only Superfly, Jimmy Snuka, my main man, 252 pounds of sweet poetry and motion, of power, agility, go behind intestinal fortitude, will come off the top rope with the Superfly, the Super SWAT, and will crush that short, fat frog. Ivan Putski will maim, tipple, humiliate, humble, and maim the man for life. Have you got it? Shut up, Junior. I'm talking to you, Junior.
Could we ask Mr. Snuka a question?
No, you cannot ask Mr. Snuka nothing. The man does not talk. He speaks and talks and talks.
Albano.
You know, you cannot easily discredit Pedro Morales when you listen to him talk, because the man is a champion and a former world champion and intercontinental champion, so you've got to have respect for the man. But I believe that this man at my right, if you look into the eyes of a Mr. Fuji, I believe you've got to be concerned. You've got to wonder, what is he thinking? What is he thinking, brother?
Well, there's no doubt.
What is the brother
Rocky
thinking?
Johnson
You
will
never
be
know when a
thinking
hand will be
victory.
extended, and what in that hand?
Along with the Superfly Jimmy Snuka, who meets Bob Backlund for the championship tonight.
Yes, and so prestigious and so world-known and so renowned and so lucrative as far as financial rewards, to be the Worldwide Wrestling Federation champion, the most recognized honor in the sports world, and to have Jimmy Snuka at my side, the films, the matches, it's all so glorious. But let's get back to the match. Bob Backlund, the champion, a great champion that 4.5 years has taken out all comers, to be humiliated and defeated by his master, Superfly Jimmy Snuka. And with a hand-picked referee, that little chihuahua that's been here for 27 years, and still say, I tell you, amigo, I do the Pedro Morales. Pedro Morales, Puerto Rican. All right, Pedro Morales, you better call it like it is, because I'll be there, filming in entirety. And if you don't, Pepper Belly, I'll have Snuka do a job on you after Backlund. You got it, punk?
Thank you for your time,
You got it,
Mr.
punk?
Albano. Mr. Snuka, perhaps a word with you. Mr. Snuka, if we could just have one word.
I told you Mr. Snuka doesn't talk, and I'm not going to tell you again. You college punk.
Lou Albano and the Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
G and Saito.
I know that you realize that a battle royal is perhaps one of the most dangerous encounters in the wrestling world today. And then when you throw that big freak in Andre the Giant, you've got to be concerned, because 18 men, the poundage in that ring, 400 pounds of the world's greatest athletes moving in that ring, you've got to be concerned. You've got to be worried. These are my champions. Yes, I am concerned. You never know who's going to turn on you, but we will have a combined effort. As a team, I believe we'll have a little advantage. I'm hoping, but it's going to be a tough match.
Mr. Fuji, a comment.
Let me tell you, Captain, because Mr. Saito and myself, we love you like brother. We give you all money from Battle Royal. And then, Mio Saito, we will beat Backlund. And we have not one, not two, but 3 belts in team. Very good, huh?
Oh, but it's
Mr. Saito, would you like to face Bob Backlund for the title?
Oh, fine.
Mr. Fuji would like to face Bob Backlund for the title.
With the side.
Bob Backlund, that's fine. The 18-man Battle Royal, that way winner. Because 16 guys, American listeners. Just me and the Fuji. But I have a lot of guts. Japanese listeners, a lot of guts. Everybody beat it, Fuji-san. So.
You understand what he's saying?
Not really, but...
That one of them will decide when we get down to the final man in the Battle Royal. It'll be Mr. Fuji, then we'll decide.
Then you would not let these two battle it out.
Well, I'm not going to tell you that, dummy. I'm not going to tell you that.
Lou Albano, Mr. Fuji, Mr. Saito.
Well, let me tell you something, Ivan Putski. We're ready for you. We respect your ability. But here's your master, the one and only Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Look at the body, look at the man, look at the eyes, look at the will, the determination. The man has got the facial expression. He's got wrestling balance, wrestling leverage, wrestling knowledge. He is not a bodybuilder. The man is a power lifter, a weightlifter, and a professional wrestler. And I say like that, Tony Atlas said, wrestler. The man is a wrestler, brother. He got it all together. The man can suplex from his knees. He can chicken wing, step over Toho, go behind, tie you up. Shut up, Junior, I'm talking. Go behind you, tie you up before you can move, brother.
Mr. Albano.
Got it all together, Judge.
Ivan Putski, would you not, Grant, will be certainly an individual to rival the strength and power of Mr. Snuka.
Ivan Putski is a muscle-bound freak of nature that does not possess ligament strength and power.
How about a word with Mr. Snuka? Would you care to...
Shut up, don't you talk, Jimmy Snuka.
All right, Lou Albano, Mr. Snuka.
I'm your master.
Thank you for your time.
I'm the guiding light, brother.
Mr. Snuka meeting Ivan Putski.
No doubt a phenomenal athlete as he meets another phenomenal athlete in Bob Backlund.
Well, you would not deny that, because Bob Backlund has more than proved himself being the champion for some 4 years and I believe 5 or 6 months. And he's got to go down as, I believe, a legend, as a great, great wrestler. But by being
beating someone great, you become greater. He'll go down in the annals of sports history as the world's finest wrestler. Fine-tuned, look at the biceps, triceps, the facial expression, the look of the eyes, the will, the determination to win. A body standing 6'2", weighing some 252 pounds. A man that can fly off the corner some 16 feet into the air and pounce on an opponent, rendering him helpless. A man that is unmatched in his skills of acrobatic ability, wrestling knowledge, leverage, balance. Look at the calves, look at the biceps, look at the thighs, look at the neck, look at the man, brother. I stand here in awe, watching the next Worldwide Wrestling Federation, the one and only Superfly Champion Jimmy Snuka.
No doubt Mr. Albano is worked up over the Superfly.
Here with us, Mr. Fuji, Mr. Saito.
We don't say perhaps, we say definite champion, Japanese champion, imperial race, super Mr. Saito, Mr. Fuji, #1 champion in the world today. They can beat, humiliate, and humble Tony Garea and who's ever champion? I forget his name. French-Canadian boy by the name of Rick Martel. All right? Now, my champion ready.
We're out of time.
Are we out of time? Champion ready. Teen tag team champions, and for the first time in wrestling history, 3-time world heavyweight tag team champions, Offer and
But
Seeker.
that is not too likely to happen, is it really?
Well,
I mean, do they have the coordination skills compared to the
They have the
Strong?
coordination and they have the skills, and as I said, former 2-time champions. And may I emphasize the importance of this match, because I believe it for the first time, it is brother against brother, the Strongbow brothers against the Samoan brothers. So the intensity will be there, not only to win, but the family face and all together, brother.
And Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson.
Yes, well, I'm going to call a spade up in the Albany, Troy area. It's a very beautiful building, and I'd like to put it on a run as being the #1 place in the world, the capital of New York State, where I would like to see my champions defeat the top contenders. And as you know, Vince McMahon Jr., and I always call you Junior, that Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas are definitely, they have proved themselves throughout the world as not only being muscle men, bodybuilders, and weightlifters, but knowing wrestling, having wrestling knowledge and wrestling balance. And 90% of your wrestling is not only having the heart, that is a main rule, but you've got to have that wrestling knowledge. It's not always the big muscles that come out on top, but these men have the big muscles, have the strength, and have that wrestling ability. So I contemplate trouble, but I feel with their brains, these are two simple-minded men. They can work as porters or sweep up bathrooms down at the Grand Central Station in New York. I mean, they can have them there. They say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Would you like to give me a nickel tip? Thank you, boss. I mean, that's the type of individuals we're dealing with. Merely simple-minded individuals with a combined IQ of less than 3. Now, when you're dealing with that against the brain of the captain with a 902-347 IQ, you cannot defeat the captain and my champion. Yes, sir, boss. You got nickel. Thank you, my man. Well, first of all, that big goof, Andre the Giant, he's not going to be able to slam Big John Studd. But let's get away from that. Let's talk about Samoan #1 or Samoan #2. Who will it be, Offer or Seeker? That big goof, Andre, didn't realize that in the contract it did not designate who would be #1. Therefore, Andre, you already lost for an answer. When you say hello, your brain is so minute, you're not able to think. You won't know who to prepare for. Perhaps it'll be Offer and Seeker in the corner. Lou Albano also in the corner. Confusing, Andre. You big freak of nature. You goof. You throwback to Neanderthal man. Can you prepare when you don't know?
If we could have a word with you, gentlemen, concerning the opposing side of the coin. And indeed, I would suspect that as great as these three are, plus, of course, the likes of Big John Studd and Mr. Fuji, that you would grant that the opposing side is every bit the caliber of the Sun.
But they don't have the captain, the Grand Wizard, and Freddie Blassie behind them.
They're in the difference.
Big John Studd, Freddie Blassie, Morocco, the Sergeant, Ray Stevens, and the brilliant brain, the brilliant genius, right here, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling.
McMahon, the team that you see before you, plus Studd, we could have ended World War II in 1 week.
The brilliance of this man is beyond reproach. I've never seen anything like it. Look at Ray Stevens, Morocco. Look at this guy.
We thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your time.
You 10 push-ups. As you were, Megan.
With a Garrett, maybe.
The Wish can do 50. Junior can't even do 5.
Mr. Albano. Mr. Albano, if we could have a moment with you, please.
I'd like to say right now, I have one unique, unbelievable person in the one and only Superfly, Jimmy Snuka. He stands 6'1". He weighed 252 pounds from the Fiji Island, brother. Come from the Fiji Island. And Jimmy Snuka come here to challenge all comer. We don't care about Bob Backlund. We don't care about Pedro Morales. We don't care about Rick Martel. We don't care about Tony Garea. We don't care about Ivan Putski. We don't care about Andre the Giant. We don't care about you, Vince McMahon.
Mr. Albano, this man's talents are obviously extraordinary. I would assume you would have some difficulty.
No, I don't have no difficulty. You know why? I had no difficulty because I manager Captain Lou Albano, manager for Alpha, Sika Samoa now. I Captain Lou Albano, manager no for Snuka, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Have there, come on, Super Dele.
Thank you very much.
I said, come on, Dele. I said, come on, Dele.
A great interview.
Come on,